Notes.
Dude, you sent the notes. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
And Steph's like, what? I'm like, me and Chris sent three things
He's
each.
got like 8.
Ryan's got 9 fucking things.
I never have anything, so occasionally I like to be prepared.
Well, it looks like we're going first tonight, Jesse.
We should just do mine and get it out of the way. I can suck us off tonight. I've got extra donuts. Chris, you want another one?
I'll take one later.
Okay.
Not right now.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
I think we're recording.
Are we?
Yeah.
Did I say anything inappropriate?
Look, shit balls. Shit.
Yep, we are recording.
Shit,
All right.
Shit balls.
Shit balls. Ass.
Good evening, everyone. Highlights of the news: traffic accident.
What?
Beaver County man being held for murder. More later.
How good?
What's going on, y'all? You're tuning in to the highest rated, most listened to podcast to ever grace the airwaves, and you're a better person for listening to us. All right, maybe not, but you're really going to enjoy it anyways. This is Made to Motivate podcast, and we'll be talking social media hot topics, pop culture news, the greatest in movies and music, and all things sports. Make sure you're following us on social media at Made to Motivate podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can watch the show on our YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and with that being said, let's get this show started.
Now.
Now, brown cow.
Oh, now brown cow.
Come on.
Did you push record?
We are recording.
I don't want any shit this week.
We're recording. We are recording. This is Made to Motivate podcast. This is the season finale. Season 4 finale, episode 28.
Wow.
Your host, Ryan Weiss. Joined as always by, excuse me, Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated. How's it going, sir? That wasn't to clear my throat because I was announcing, like fucking choked on the air.
The great Jesse.
The great.
Christopher, the film freak Kessinger.
Man, I guzzled at least 28 beers then on the start of these shows.
Good Lord. Yeah,
Jesus.
you've been putting them away. So this kicks off this is the end of year 2. Our first episode was August 28th, 2019. So this is officially the last one before we're going to surpass that 28th of August date. So we'll be in season 5 next week, year 5. Don't really have anything planned. I just realized tonight when I went to go do the episode that it was the end of the year. So what's new and exciting with you guys though? Anything new since the last show?
You're the long, you always have the long stories anyway. Go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm back at work.
Yeah, which sucks.
It sucks. We had no plan going into it. The entire district didn't. The whole thing's kind of going to shit. We have a new principal, figuring out what teams we're supposed to be on and everything. Like I'm on our BLTU, like our building leadership team and some other stuff.
I was gonna say a BLT team, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, right. And
Making lettuce.
I'm on our intake team. So any new kids that come to my program, I get a little say in that. So, and I won't get into all the whatever, but I do have some funny stuff that I found out today. So 63 kids got written up today.
What? Jesus.
In the district, not just at the high school. And
How many schools does that cover though?
it's a big amount of schools. I'm not
Okay.
sure. It's probably like, I don't know, 4 to 6 kids a school, I would think. Like it's still a lot, I feel like.
Okay.
But so my principal, he's sitting there. He's cool. He's cool as hell. Like I really do like the guy so far. But he's like, man, he's like, I gotta read you some of these. And he goes, 4th grader right here got yelled at by a teacher, is told to sit down. He left out of the room, turned back and said, you're lucky that I don't go home and get my Glock. He goes, 4th grade? And I was like, yeah, that's job security right there. He goes, hold on, this one's even better. He goes, 2nd graders sitting in a circle, all singing If You're Happy and You Know It. All of a sudden, this kid gets up, grabs scissors out of another kid's hand, and starts yelling at him. The teacher goes over to see what happens, and the kid with the scissors says that the other one is making fun of him by making a motion, which was clearly part of the dance. And he tells him, I'm going to stab you in the heart.
Ooh.
He goes, they're singing, Are You Happy or You Know It?
Broke my heart. I mean, people are happy for different reasons, to be fair.
Bro, what do you even do when someone threatens to go home and get a gun and shoot a teacher? Like, what? Honestly, what do you do?
You're expelled.
What's the step? So he's
if you're-
done.
No,
Ooh,
because he's in
expelled?
4th grade, so he's probably
Who-
fine.
You don't know that, bro. He might show up with a gun and shoot someone.
He might.
He's
He'll
expelled.
probably get in trouble. Like, it's not going to be like, all right, Jimmy, you're okay.
Damn, just for the threat, he's expelled. That's interesting.
He should
Oh,
be.
dude. We had a kid one time. We had a principal, a couple principals back, who was like an avid shooter. Like, the dude competitively shot. I saw some of his videos. Like, this dude would put one between your eyes from like 100 yards, like no question, with a handgun. Like, he was insane.
Yeah.
And he just picked it up out of nowhere too. Like, he was like, I went shooting with my buddy, I had fun. And then like 2 months later, he's like, I'm going to my first competition. And then he like won.
Jeez.
Like, he's just a natural.
Yeah.
And we had this kid, and he was like, for whatever reason, he hated this principal, and he's flipping out on him, and we're like holding him back. He's trying to fight him and everything. And he said the same thing. He's like, I'm gonna come back and shoot you in the fucking head. And I was like, bruh,
Oh, Lord, man.
I'm like, I'm just letting you know,
You ain't.
he ain't the one. I'm like, he'd pick you off from like way before you even got here.
not the game to get into, sir.
That kid got expelled. So
good.
if you're in high school, I think that you're done. Like, any type of
Yeah.
threat in high school, probably middle school too, you're done. 4th grader, they're gonna suspend you and have your parents come in and talk to you and like whatever. But
Hopefully, I mean, I would imagine at that point they talk to the parents like, "Do you actually have guns at home?"
At
Or are they
what age-
scared?
Lock 'em up.
at what age do you know what a Glock is?
bro. I feel like in 4th grade, you know.
Do you?
Nowadays, I feel like
I don't
you
think I
do.
did.
I knew junior high.
I don't think we probably did because
That's
social
what I'm
media
saying.
wasn't as prevalent.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, when did we know?
like, yeah, if I
6th
did know
grade.
the word Glock, I probably thought like everything was a Glock. Like, I probably
Right.
didn't realize it was a Glock. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, it's a handgun. It's a Glock.
6th grade.
Yeah.
because I listen to a lot of rap music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know. 4th doesn't seem that young. I feel like 5th or 6th grade probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think I was really sheltered all the way through elementary school. Like, I didn't start
Damn,
learning
North-
about anything until middle school.
North
That's
Hill
surprising
kids.
about North. Yeah, I'm surprised by that though because of where you're from.
I went to Forest Hill, all right? It's not like I went to Harris.
Jeez. Yeah, that's wild though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at that age you still have to be real cautious.
Oh,
nowadays,
yeah.
because there's kids that are young that are out there shooting people.
It
like,
was just wild.
that's
man.
crazy. Chris,
Top
what's-
that.
Yeah, right.
Man, well, I'm going to, but it's going to take a progression to get there
All
first.
right.
First of all, I'm on vacation this week, which
Buckle
is
up.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Of course, by the time you hear this episode, I probably won't be on vacation.
Wow.
um,
yeah.
But just
Have we recorded from the deck yet?
relaxing.
Okay.
No, no.
Let's go right now.
Waiting on that last floorboard. But yeah, I just been relaxing with that.
I remember that when I got the boat. Fuckers.
We are in the final 4 of the tournament, which is
Yep.
pretty cool. Our own Dan Sandman has made it to the semifinals.
Allegedly.
He is the highest seed remaining of the 4. So good luck to Dan. And then the last thing, I'm sure nobody on this show listened to it, but there was something important on the Casuals Fantasy Football podcast this week mentioned about our 2 fellow Olympians here. There was an offer made. Did you guys hear that by any chance?
I did not.
No.
Okay. Well, they have offered to take out the home run derby if you guys take out chess.
We're not afraid of a fucking home run derby.
So
Just because you guys are too dumb to play chess?
you might want to think about that. Just saying.
Is this even happening?
I don't
Are
know.
we even doing the
that
Olympics?
they asked me and I was like, I'm not the fucking host. Nobody told me to host it. I'm like, if I have to, I will, but
I'm down to do it.
I want to
But
do
like,
it.
I'm busy as fuck right now. Like, I literally don't know when we would do it.
We got to do it. We just got to pick one night a week.
I got my
Do an
baby
event.
shower this
Fuck them
weekend.
kids.
It's my fucking, it's not about the kids. It's about the shit that people are supposed to get me for free
That's more accurate.
and to share in the love and joy of our little one.
yeah, real sounds like it. Hey, Ryan, what about you?
No, I want to make that happen though. I think
Yeah.
it'll be fun to do it. But I'm not worried about home run derby. We're gonna lose home run derby. They're gonna lose chess. It'll
Right.
be a wash. Might as well just do it anyways.
Well, that's what it says. It's like they don't want to do chess as much as you guys don't want to do home run derby is what
Yeah.
it sounded like. So
And my thing is
so then are we
We
down
might
to 6
catch one or
events or
two
now we have to
extra ones.
replace it though? Because we're gonna do 7 events.
you'd replace it so each of you would get another
to pick
pick.
something else.
Yeah.
see, that's where I don't want to.
See, home run derby is the one I want to do least. Just because I don't honestly, and here's the thing. I don't think many of us are hitting a home run. Ken might, but you got to think it depends on who's pitching And hitting a home run isn't easy.
Well, that's my thing. Is it's
Like
in softball, I feel like it's even harder.
right.
So unless Ken's like regularly just hitting dingers every time he plays,
Yeah.
like I can't imagine they're gonna beat us unless it's like 2-0 or 1-0 or
thing.
something like that.
I don't put anything past them because they're hustlers.
Yes.
They are hustlers.
They are, because they were like, we
hard.
suck at mini golf.
Yeah, bro.
And then
They're
they acted
full
like
of-
I was just talking shit. Like they didn't tell me they hit like a 160 at a fucking course.
Yeah, because Ken too is now in the semifinals of our tournament. So,
Yeah.
and he's got a really good shot. Like him and Al are looking unstoppable right
Yeah,
now.
they came to me and they're like, we shot a 160. It was really bad, but we're just here to have fun. And then I make a comment about it, and all of a sudden I'm the asshole.
Yeah, they're hustling for sure. Look, I my whole thing is I just want to get out and do it. I think it'll just be fun regardless.
Yeah,
So
before the weather changes.
it is what it is. We can discuss the home run derby and chess thing, but I just think we need to lock in Top Golf and go make the first fucking thing happen
Yeah.
and go from there. So new and exciting on my part. I don't really think anything new.
Well, you're looking at a boat this week.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at buying a boat. That will be cool.
On a fucking boat.
Sea-Doo launched these brand new 2022 jet ski pontoon boats, and they look legit as fuck.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I'm like, I need one. I've been wanting to buy a boat for probably like 3 or 4 years, and I just keep putting it off. But I saw these, I'm like, that's the one. Like
Mhm.
that's the boat I want. For Porter's Lakes, it's just perfect. Like it's pontoon, but it's still like fast. You can do tubing with it. Like it's built by Sea-Doo. I mean, it's legit. So
Can you dock it there, or do you have to take it with you?
you can dock there, but it's nearly impossible to find dock space because everyone there has it. So you have to try and find someone willing to rent you
Yeah.
their dock space. So what I'll plan to do is just dock it, or I'll plan to store it somewhere close to Portage Lakes. So then I can just pick it up and put it in the water and then take it out. Cause I'll have to store it somewhere anyways. I ain't going to store it at my house. So, but yeah, looking at a boat.
It'll be like July 31st before he actually gets it out onto the water.
This fucking guy. I talked to the dealership this week, and if I put a deposit down to because they're not even made, they're brand new. If I put a deposit down to pre-order it, I'll have it by New Year's.
Can I ask
So then I'll have it for all season last.
how much?
It's a boat.
Okay, so like
It's
It's
a
a boat.
I
so,
mean,
so I'll say a number. Just go like higher or lower like that.
We're
Okay.
playing the Price is Right.
Price
Price
$1,
wrong,
Bob.
bitch.
15,000.
22, 35,
30.
28.
You're close. Chris is close. It starts at 24,000. There's lower ones, but the one that I looked at starts at 24,000. And then the thing that's dope about these is they're like, you can like customize them.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that really sold me on it that I thought was cool is the deck of it are like, it looks like probably like a 2x2 foot tile.
Yeah.
And you can rearrange them. So you can rearrange the layout of the deck. So you can like move where the seats are.
That's really dope.
You can have like places where you want a table or you want coolers. There's
Doesn't
like,
sound very waterproof.
it's waterproof. It's
I know it
seating, bro.
is. I'm just saying.
No, it looks super cool. So like that I found to be really dope. And then you can upgrade, like you can get all kinds of different accessories that like lock into these floor plates and like lock onto the handrail. So there's tons of stuff you can do with it. It's not cheap. It's a boat. I mean, I didn't expect it to be inexpensive, but here's my thing. Like the more and more I think about it, I'm like, I just want to fucking do it already. I've been putting it off. And I always reference episode 1 of this show, but doing the things you want to do and just doing them now. And
Do
not
what
wait-
Shia says.
Do it now
Just do
and don't wait for it. Like with everything that went on with Ashley, you never know. Like you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. I don't want to wait until I'm retired to buy a boat and then not even want to have a boat.
Yeah.
Or not even have it. Like it's not gonna be fun then.
The energy to even do
like,
something.
Having a boat now would be fun. So
Yeah.
I got plenty of time to work and pay it off. I'll be working for the next 25 years. Like
How
there's-
does financing work on a boat? Like, is it like a car where you're doing 5 years or 4 years or something? Or
Yeah, they have through the dealership, they offer financing of their own.
Mm.
I haven't really decided like what I'm going to do as far as like what route I want to go to finance it. But yeah, I mean, you just make monthly payments on it or whatever. And like, fuck it. Why not? I got to buy like one less pair of shoes a month and I can afford a boat. So I'll be solid.
You could use
I've been meaning to cut back on the shoes anyways. So
yeah, you
just
could use
buy
a
it
reason.
cash with all of our podcast money.
we could do that. of the Made to Motivate podcast boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, looking to buy a boat. That's really about it. Staying busy. I've got a wedding gig coming up, which I'm pretty stoked for. Next weekend. We got to think of, are we doing anything for Labor Day? We got to try and plan something like a cookout or something.
I'm off.
Jesse will be busy,
so.
but yeah, that weekend, that Saturday, I've got a wedding, so that'll pay for some of the boat there.
When is Labor Day?
The
4th,
6th,
5th,
6th. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're off on Monday for some reason.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's Labor Day. Labor Days are always
this
on
Monday?
No, next Monday.
Right. We're off this Monday and then Friday. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, you're off like the 30th?
Must be an
That's what somebody
in-service
told
day
me. I
or
don't fucking
something.
know.
Yeah, why would you be off the 30th? One of those NEOA HDQ days or
I
whatever?
don't know.
Tapioca pudding day. The teachers are
Yeah.
taking off.
LGBTQ plus days.
I don't know. Anyhow, we're rambling.
Gay
on forever.
relations.
That's it for season 4. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right. Bye.
I'm just kidding. What do you guys want to start with? What are you interested? You want to do Let's Get Social and just
Let's just get this out. Get it done.
get it over with?
So
It
long.
is July 20th,
So long.
1969. And man is about to land on the moon.
It's bulky, but I consider
Freedom
it carry
itself
on.
was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes. Let's get social.
I like when Let's Get Social is like very small amounts, but we go in depth. It's like a Ron White cheese wheel dick.
There's a lot to this, but I don't know if it's going to take that much time up. Just kind of quick topics that a lot went on in the last week.
Yeah.
A lot of
3
shit.
weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks, I was going to say.
When did we did the show last week?
No, we didn't.
We didn't do the show last week, at least. I know that.
We didn't do the show last week?
No,
I haven't
that-
seen-
that
we
was
haven't
be-
done it
that was
2
because
weeks
of
in a
me.
row.
Oh, so it's been, see,
The one
that's-
before that was because of him.
Yeah, you fuckers. So that's why Let's Get Social so long. It's because of you fucks.
Dude, the only reason you can say it's not your fault is because we record at your place of homality.
I still got to be available to make it happen.
Why don't you
just
come down
saying.
here and record in the middle of the night?
Right, yeah, you do it.
I'll do it. I've done shows by myself.
You've done one show by
Oh,
yourself.
fucks. Anyways, so
Find your spiritual side and go and work and
whenever we did the last these fucking guys. Whenever we did the last show 3 weeks ago or whatever, a lot's happened since then. OnlyFans decided to fucking go and decide that fucking wasn't allowed anymore on their platform, and was a shit show. Everyone started jumping ship. Creators were going to other platforms. Everyone was in a big ruckus over it. And apparently today they announced that they are going to allow it again. So
Sexual. Yeah.
like, you can have explicit content on there. So they basically had said that you could still post nude photos and nude videos of yourself, but you couldn't have any kind of like sexual acts being done in the photos or videos. And it was an uproar. And it was apparently because their financiers were saying they had something with financing, something within MasterCard having to follow certain regulations to be allowed to have it, and yada yada, a bunch of bullshit anyways. But they fixed
visas
it.
everywhere you want to go. So
Right. There you go. Somehow they fixed it. And supposedly I think it's probably just the ruckus of people jumping ship, and they're like, we're going to lose all this money.
it's amazing what you can fix.
Right.
It's amazing that in 2021 people are still prudes, and I'm talking about the investors.
Mhm.
People are still prudes about sex and sexual relations being seen in a public eye. I'm like, look,
Right.
this is a business. Some
Right.
people literally make their income from this. So to me, it's no dirtier than it is a lawyer or a president or anything else. To me, any chance you have to make money, go out and do it.
Here's my thing that I found to be an excuse of it. Porn sites pay out their creators,
Yeah.
and they're getting financing somewhere, and they're still allowed to do it. So you make it work. I'm just curious if what kind of hit they're going to take now, because it was 2-3 days
Yeah.
where this was kind of in the air and things were going to change. And I know a lot of people that already went to other sites. So it's like, do those creators stay because that's where the majority of their people were, or still try and transition them? I'm wondering what kind of financial hit or what percentage of their creator base they're going to lose.
The thing is, like, even when you introduce an idea out there, even if it's 24 hours, some kind of damage has been done to it already.
Absolutely.
If ESPN came out and said, we're not going to talk about sports anymore, and then 24 hours later said, we were just bullshitting with you guys anyway, they're going to lose some people, because some people don't keep up on the tabloids like that.
Right.
They might rediscover it somewhere down the line with a friend who says, no, dude, that was all bullshit. Remember this happened and all that.
Right.
You're going to lose someone, though. Whether it's, even if it's 1%, that's a big hit.
Yeah. I mean, and the biggest hits the creators that were that are upset about it because they went through the process of trying to find a new platform to make their income. Some of them, this is their sole income.
Yeah.
So you've got creators out there that are now struggling and panicking to figure out what they're going to do. And then OnlyFans is like, you know what? We were wrong. We're going to still let you do it. A lot of people are probably like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So quick thing, because I don't know any other sites that are like that come to mind that I would be like
Slyly or what is
Fansly is one of the bigger ones that I've seen creators talking about moving to.
Yeah.
Our guest that was on here, Cheyenne, beautiful badass 3, as we talked about on the show, she is one of her primary sources of income is OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And she's been talking about, she created a Fansly account and she's moving content to there, and that was going to be her next step. But she already has such a huge following on OnlyFans. Now she's kind of like going back and like, well, shit, I told all my people this, but now I think I'm going to stay.
Well, so that's what I was going to say. If I were doing OnlyFans, like, why the fuck wouldn't you just set up multiple cameras on your one thing and put it on all 3 websites and just maximize your income? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that you wouldn't optimize something like that.
You try and draw the majority of the people, because OnlyFans was like the big name one,
right?
You know, so that's what most people were familiar with as far as signing up. And maybe you would, but I don't think you're going to get someone to pay for a subscription on 3 different sites. Like, put it all in one.
But I might find you on Slyly or whatever you said, a Fansly, and Chris on OnlyFans and whatever. Like, I don't know.
I think
it makes sense to me.
I think a lot of them are going to go that route. Like, I think
eventually.
Yeah, one of my friends that does it said she already started the Fansly, so she's going to continue to have it on both.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different content kind of on each site and kind of go that route you said, but I don't know, just interesting how quickly that can change, you know, how quick it shows that if you get enough people willing to stand up for it, it can make a difference. So,
because what's the point of OnlyFans? I mean, everybody knows it for pretty much one thing anyway.
That's all it's known.
So if you take that away,
they try to say it's for like any hobby, but
bullshit.
Nobody's watching the film freak talk about his favorite horror movies on OnlyFans.
100%.
They started introducing like,
here's $5.
They started introducing comedians and stuff on there. Like, no one gives a shit about that. You can find that on their TikTok or their Instagram or something like that. OnlyFans is a place where you can put nudity where you can on any other platform, and you're going to make an income from it.
Yep.
Yeah. The creators built that website. We didn't know what it was until COVID. Nobody knew what the fuck OnlyFans was.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, so I found that really interesting. Most of the other stuff is COVID related, obviously.
Imagine that.
It's just our life. But there were some articles and stuff on here that I found interesting. One of the big ones was Delta's new like healthcare policy. Did you guys see the article that they put out about they're going to now collect a $200 a month like health coverage payment if you choose to not get vaccinated,
like as an employee?
If you're not strictly as an employee, if you opt to not get vaccinated, you will now be deducted a $200 a month surcharge for not doing so. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Well, to me, like, first of all, I don't have as big of a problem with it as probably you guys do, but like they do this with smoking. They do the same thing with smoking, albeit not $200. I think it's like $15 or $20 extra each month.
If you're an employee,
if you're a smoker, because that weighs on your health a lot quicker than, you know, a typical clean body would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very strict on that too. Any airline for that matter, because they pay out these enormous premiums. So I don't have a problem with it on that. The only thing to me is, as we've discussed endlessly on this show, is that it adds more fuel to the fire for those people, those conspiracy nuts who say like, well, why are they now making this happen? You know, why are they charging and all this and blah, blah, blah. That's the argument that I'm tired of hearing of.
See, you made a good point that I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was like an insurance based thing. My whole thing behind it was these people are at more risk of getting sick. So now that puts them at risk of being short staffed, which then creates a domino effect with being short on flights and, you know, that kind of thing with like what would happen with Spirit and stuff,
kind of
where they were so short on people.
Mm-hmm.
Now that creates a financial nightmare for them if they've got to cancel flight. So I was looking at it in that aspect, like, look, we're going to put them in a position that it's uncomfortable or it's inconvenient if you're not going to get vaccinated, so we can recoup some of the loss we might take when X, Y, and Z happens.
So when they released this statement, they even said that the average person who is hospitalized with COVID, it's about $40,000 of charges. So with their insurance going into that, they're overlooking their investment every step of the way.
That makes sense. That in that aspect, it makes sense. Jesse?
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I fucking love it. All those conspiracy nuts, they're going to be like, oh, the government's making me do it. But it ain't the government.
Yeah.
It's the businesses. And the businesses aren't going to want it to shut down. And I hope they fucking squeeze all these idiots who are, because I'm pissed. Dude, I just found out that Summit County has given $100 Visa gift card to anybody that gets their first shot like in the next however long. And it just went into place like 2 days ago.
What about us?
Steph got her shot 4 days ago. That's $100 that we should have. I got my shot months. She got her first shot.
She allowed?
Yep. We finally got like finalized and okayed. And
Nice.
And 2 of our doctors, one who is pregnant, another one whose wife was pregnant, got it. And they were like, look, like the risks of not getting it far outweigh the risks of getting it. So we were like, well, if you guys are okay with it and like the National OB Association is okay with it, we're going to do it. So, and everything's been fine.
Cool. She didn't get sick or anything?
Didn't get sick or nothing. Her arm was sore and that was it.
Yeah.
She hasn't taken her second one yet, but that's in 2 weeks, I think.
3 weeks is
28 days.
It should be about 2 weeks now.
And I did ask about that, and you can get it a couple days. They said you can stagger when you can get. There's a 4-day window before or after your second one.
So you get in 17 days then technically.
Yep.
Cool.
But no, I love the fact that these businesses are putting the pressure on these people because everybody just needs to fucking get vaccinated.
Mhm.
Like I'm tired of the whole, well, it's my body, my choice, and freedom of this and that. Like the government ain't making you do it, but you need to do it. I saw a great comment from a person who was saying like, I'm not being forced to do this. Like you should be honored to do this. Like you are doing something that is going to defeat something that is terrible for this world that has killed millions of people.
Yeah, it's like voting.
Like, right. Like I'm down for it. I hope that they put the major squeeze on it. I hope the businesses start saying like, you're not going to be employed by us if you don't do it. If these people really want to be as, you know, whatever, hold by your values, then fucking prove it. Cause I guarantee you 99% of them are going to be fucking hypocrites. And as soon as it goes into their money in their pocket, they're going to be like, well, I'm going to just get the shot, but they made me do it. Like,
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, they're not being forced. They're being inconvenienced.
Yep.
And we're going to get into it further once we get to these polls that I posted on Instagram. But another one in which I believe you guys are both going to be in agreement with, because it's the same as the Delta thing, is Ohio State. The only thing that I have with the Ohio State one that I find to be a little shitty is you announce it like a week before classes are supposed to start. So anyone that's already enrolled there who really doesn't want to get it, now they're fucked.
I agree with that.
Like you should have given a summer, or you should have said by semester 2 you have to get it or something.
Is it like immediate?
Yeah, it's like as of the 24th of August.
Yeah,
So-
that is shitty.
the Delta one is November 1st.
Yeah,
They have to get it by November 1st.
because they give them some time to contemplate and decide what they want to do or whatever. But yeah, Ohio State's was like it's effective immediately. You have to, all students, staff, everyone on campus is required.
The only reason why I don't think that that's like, because if that was any other place, I'd be totally for it. But because of the amount of students that are there,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how readily available the shot is now. Like we literally were able to like schedule it, go get it
Yeah.
done. But
They're doing walk-ins.
yeah, they're doing walk-ins on a lot of places.
And-
but
and-
that's a lot of people.
And Ohio State said 87% of their student body is already vaccinated fully anyway. So they only have 13% to go.
That
Yeah.
shocks me.
That is wild.
That's a very high percentage for.
Well, you think though it's a left wing, I guess you can associate it with town,
it is.
city. Columbus is very relaxed in their ideals, so that doesn't really surprise me.
That's true. I think of more of like people coming into campus though. I would have
Yeah.
expected it to be a little bit
Out
lower.
from
Like I
outside
wonder how
Columbus.
many people are actually just like commuters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be a high percentage. I mean,
Yeah.
So it can't be too many more.
Yeah. So like I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I just think the time frame is, I mean, you waited to the very last.
yeah, that's
fucking minute,
something that
you
they should
know?
have definitely put into place
I
a month ago.
So yeah, that's going on. Delta. You had mentioned like other employers like SUMA or Akron General, they're all requiring their staff. Like a lot of places are implementing it. So that's one of the things that's going to be in this poll. And I want to go in a little bit more in depth when we get to it. The other thing was Pfizer's FDA approval, which I think obviously was a big deal because that's been one of the biggest pushbacks is I don't trust it. I'm not doing it, whatever.
Team
you
Pfizer,
know.
baby.
Yeah.
And now that
Moderna.
now that it's FDA approved,
Probably die.
you guys probably shouldn't say that. You're gonna push people to not want to get it.
My wife got Pfizer, so,
so
I'll be doing the show next week. Don't worry about it.
Are you Moderna?
I didn't get the vaccine. So
I thought you did get your shirt. No.
um Phizer, now the pushback is just people saying, well, they rushed it. They just did it because people were forcing it or whatever, there's not a win-win with any of this. It's great that the FDA approved it, but you're not going to convince those people that don't want to get it, because these aren't the reasons why they don't want it. They're just using an excuse to not get it because they have to have some reason why they're not getting it. So
you will never get 95%. Like it will never even come close to that number.
I think we said we were only at what, like 50, a little over 50%.
51 is fully and 60 is one shot.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, I had a guy, I posted about the FDA as soon as I saw that, and I was like, nobody has any excuse anymore, like just being a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And this dude that I know from Indiana got on there, and like this dude's been like absent from social media for like months, and all of a sudden in the last like 3 weeks he's just like emerged from his cave to talk all this shit about COVID and Biden and all this other stuff.
Probably got kicked off.
And he came on and he's talking about like, you're not going to convince me and I'm not going to convince you, so you just need to shut up and let me have my choice. And as soon as he said that, I was like, dope. Like, I can't wait. So he hasn't responded to my first comment yet, but Steph messaged me this morning and I was like super tired. She's like, hey, are you feeling any better? I was like, yeah, somebody just started an argument with me online, so I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm going to fucking destroy him to a molecular level.
Our own Jesse Young, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Don't get in arguments with Jesse.
I will destroy you.
Yeah, but I'm curious as far as they're all basically the same thing. So I'm curious how long it is before they do it with Johnson & Johnson and Moderna. Like, I don't understand. I don't know what the process is.
Because Pfizer was first. They were the first one that established their vaccine.
Yeah.
So initially their paperwork went in first before Johnson & Johnson and Moderna.
Yeah.
Johnson & Johnson's like a couple months behind. So for them, it's probably not going to be this year.
Moderna, I think, was only like a week or so.
Yeah,
it's not much farther.
behind.
I would expect Moderna in the next month.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that they've been saying for a while is like, it's perfectly safe. We just haven't had the time to process everything that we're supposed to do to legally get this approval.
Yeah.
So
to the people that are going to argue that, what is a typical process like though? Because it still seems like it was much quicker than a normal process.
It was quicker, but they brought in a mass amount more people. So it's like, yeah, if it takes me usually 10 minutes to do this thing, but I'm doing it one person at a time.
Yeah.
And then I do it again in a minute, but I'm bringing in 100 people. I
kind of gathered, or I always was under the assumption that the FDA approval was based off of a certain time frame. Like, it has to have been available and administered and been in the public for 2-3 years, so we know side effects and things like that, not necessarily like a paperwork process.
It goes through a series of tests, and the testing groups get bigger with each test. So like the first one starts off, I used to know the number by heart, now I don't. We'll say 100 people is the first test, then it goes to 1,000, then it goes to like 20,000 after that. So they kind of study those groups one by one. Once it's been approved through all three groups, then they can send it through.
But this one changed and was like, okay, we're going to start with 20,000 people
right off the rip
and go from there.
I did see something along the lines of, because I know a lot of people are saying like the long-term effects is what concerns them. But what I saw from previous conversations is they say typically if there's anything long-term, you'll notice some kind of results within 6 months.
Yeah.
Which we're far past 6 months at this point. People have had this for over 6 months and we're not seeing an abundant amount of people getting like super sick. You're going to have one-offs. You're going to have one-offs with anything. And it's a very small percentage.
Here's a spoiler. If I died of a heart attack, we'll say in 20 years from now, those paranoid nuts are going to blame it on COVID, on the vaccine. Doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
You can die from 100 things still. Those things still exist.
Yeah.
Even in this world.
Right.
But people are going to find, any little thing and they're going to say, oh, see, told you, that's the vaccine.
You shouldn't get a heart attack because you have an immune system.
That's true.
Yeah.
So we'll see if how quickly these other ones come, but
it's all about coming quick.
We'll get to the poll last because there's quite a few things there. So I don't know. Is it? Take your time.
Hey, get
enjoy
in and get
yourself.
It ain't about the other person.
Wow. Do we want to talk Afghanistan, or that's a real long in-depth thing?
Oh Jesus. I wasn't prepared for that.
I just have a couple. Well, I just have a couple slides on here, and I don't know if you're familiar with the person. So
Joseph Biden.
No, full disclosure, I have not researched this person, but you might know the name Robert Reich. Sound familiar? This was shared by Padma Lamshki from Top Chef. She shared this on her Instagram, and she posted a couple photo slides from this guy. He's a verified something. I don't know what he is, but I want to read these couple of slides and
He's
just
got a blue check. We can trust him.
Exactly. But I don't know. So if I'm wrong, cool. But I just wanted to read it off.
Okay.
So it goes back to just everything going on with Afghanistan and us being there and all of the retreat coming out and kind of like the purpose of us being there for 20 years, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, he writes, the war in Afghanistan was not only a human tragedy and political disaster, but it was also a massive transfer of wealth from American people to the wealthy defense contractors. That's the first post. So what do you think of this guy? Do you think he's a lefty, a righty, a Trumpy, a Biden?
I'd say he's a lefty.
Okay. The next one was, by the way, 51 members of Congress and their spouses own up to $5.8 million worth of defense contractor stocks that see massive returns when we engage in endless unwinnable wars. Does that seem like a problem to you?
Yeah, it does seem like a problem.
The U.S. government gave the top 5 defense contractors $156.4 billion in contracts for the fiscal year of 2020. Don't say that nobody won the war in Afghanistan. If you invested $10,000 in defense stock when the war began, your stocks would be worth almost $100,000 now. Thoughts?
So
sounds like I need to get out of Bitcoin and get into
defense stock.
Let me explain why a few episodes ago, I had stated that I don't support war unless it's absolutely necessary, unless they attack our shores. War itself is the most lucrative business that you will find in the United States or the world.
Absolutely.
There is nothing that even comes close to it. It makes celebrity football players look like jokes in comparison.
We legit write blank checks for war.
We pulled us out of the depression.
Yeah. So to me, anytime I see these kind of things, I'm not that kind of nut who, goes off and thinks there's a conspiracy with everything. But immediately the first thing I think of is, well, what's in it for us?
Absolutely.
And that's what it's always going to be. It's always the exchange of goods or money. And that's what Afghanistan has reeked of for 20 years.
Yeah. We try and be we're doing it for them. We're there to protect. Come on. We ain't spending billions of dollars to be in Afghanistan to be the good guy. We're not.
Yeah.
You had 20 years. There's something there that we wanted. They're big in opioid and stuff. They've got a lot of resources there that we were trying to get.
Oil.
China has already come out and said that they are willing to
help with their mines,
help foot some money with them if they could obtain control over their mines for lithium.
Yeah.
For making batteries and stuff. So everyone wants something.
Yeah.
It's advantageous for both parties. We're supposedly helping them not die and whatever, but we want something out of it. And that's with any war. So, and I agree with you. I think war in itself, we got to stop these 10, 15, 20-year wars. If we can go in quickly, like something, I think when we talked about it was Cuba or Haiti or something. If we can quickly step in and aid something on a small scale, not set up base there, not be there for years, I'm all about it. But these long wars just got to stop, man. They got to end.
The problem is we're the ones setting the time limits, though.
Absolutely.
So if there's more money, in our hands, we're going to stay there as long as we want.
It's absolutely money.
Yeah, and people forget, as soon as 9/11 happened, we rolled through Afghanistan in like a month.
Yep.
We fucked their shit up.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could have easily been like, all right, fuck you guys, try it again, and we're going to come back and we're going to lay waste to you, and just pulled back out. But it wasn't about, it was partially about revenge, but then it was like, okay, how do we benefit from this on top of this? And it just went on forever and forever and forever.
Yeah.
It'll be looked at just like Vietnam was.
Yeah.
Nobody looks back at Vietnam now and says, well, that was necessary.
Yep.
And yeah, we had 9/11 that sparked it, but that led into Iraq, which is already demonized like crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm done with any type of foreign anything. You want to have aid for like a hurricane or a fucking tsunami or some shit, I'm down. Let's send some food. Let's send some resources. Let's do that. You need to put soldiers down there to help with rubble and things like that. Dope. But this is going to sound bad, but I don't give a shit if people are executing all of their people.
I'm the same way.
Nobody came. Well, I shouldn't say nobody came because some people did help us whenever we became a nation, but we had to fend for ourselves on our own land against one of the biggest, baddest militaries in world history to become a nation.
Yep.
And there is no reason that we weren't training these Afghan soldiers for 20 years and giving them American weapons and machinery that they rolled over the way that they did. And the Taliban now has that shit.
Yeah.
They should have been blowing these dudes away. And ultimately, it is because there are plenty of supporters of the Taliban in that country as much as there are people who are against it.
Yep.
And I'm done with that.
And to piggyback what Jesse said, back to Saddam Hussein, we have been training our enemies for decades
Absolutely.
in this country, and enough is enough, man.
It's not a first. The whole like transfer of power and weapons, we've done it.
Yeah.
We supplied Iraq to help them fight a war against Iran,
Mhm.
and then we left, and then we went and fought Iraq, and they used those same weapons we gave them against us.
Yes.
We've done it in Afghanistan. We did it in Iran. We do it continuously. There's something else going on there. We've all said, we're not there to be helpful to them. We're there for our own self, whether it's to cash a check, get some kind of goods from them, look like the better person, but it's not for anything that is helpful to the American people.
And it's so expensive too. Like we talked about, like the
insane.
cost of war. All that shit is so marked up because you have to go to the arms dealers.
Yep.
People think like it's not like the government has like these federal tank shops and federal M16 factories that we are putting out on taxpayer budgets. They're going over to arms dealers, the fucking whatever, Smith and Wesson or
Lockheed Martin right down the street by the
Yes.
blimp hangar is who used to make a lot of the airplanes and missiles and
Yes.
shit.
And that shit, they will go out and they will take something like an AR that I can buy in a fucking store for $700, and they'll be like, all right, so for $2,000 you can get this. We'll buy it in bulk, and it's going to cost you, $750 million. And if you buy 5 million rounds of ammo, we'll throw it in for an extra 250 G's. And it's like,
watch the movie Lord of War.
Oh,
War Dogs.
God, yeah.
War
Nick,
Dogs,
Nick
yeah.
Cage.
Both of those.
Oh,
are real
War
good.
Dogs too. Yeah.
Both of those.
and it's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know. It's just dumb.
It keeps the people at bay. It creates paychecks for people. It's all just to keep us
But, like, it doesn't
delusional.
make that many paychecks for people. That's the thing.
They're
Like, it's
making
not
not in the aspect of like employing people. Just
Right.
big pay. It's just making people money. It's
Right.
making these big people money. That's,
And that's-
all it is.
It's a license
the
to print money.
difference.
right. It's all it is. It's a license to print money.
You go back to the fucking world wars when we're in the depression and everything, and people are living off of fucking stale bread or they're dying in the streets.
Yeah.
And they were changing toy factories into munitions factories where the average person could go and help their country and buy war bonds and make some money off of that. And that pulled us out of that and helped the economy.
Yeah.
You want to do some shit like that? Cool. We can run over the world and be like fucking Julius Caesar or something. Not Julius Caesar, fucking Alexander the Great. But you got 5 companies that are shipping out all this shit. I mean, why can one missile cost like 565 million? Like, it's ridiculous how expensive war is.
Question, just because you brought up World War I and II. So you don't give a fuck if people are being executed. Would you have been against World War II and us fighting the Nazis to end the Holocaust?
No, because Pearl Harbor got bombed by Japan, and that was an attack on our soil. And so I would have said, no, you got to fucking get in
But
there.
Japan and Germany are different. We went to Germany to fight the Nazis to end the Holocaust because of the massive execution of Jews.
I think that it was a little bit different because they were invading multiple countries, and it's a world thing where they are legitimately trying to take over the world.
And it was slowly making its way west
And it-
too.
and
Like,
it-
they
and
were
they
going
were-
into England, and they were going into all those territories.
And they were fucking winning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know
the
they're
war
not
was,
the, they're
the
not
war
the same,
was
but just for the
basically
sake of
won.
argument.
People see, this is the other thing. People always think that America got involved in World War II and we won the war for them. That shit was pretty much won before we got in.
Yeah.
There were a ton of generals that were telling them like, hey, we don't got to do this. We don't need to get in this. It's going to figure itself out. Russia's like timing in, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, and then on the other front, like, we didn't need to drop those atomic bombs. Like, there are plenty of generals that were telling them, hey, within like 2 weeks, they're going to surrender. Or, hey, within 2 weeks, we can take these capitals. And they were just like, yeah, fuck it. We're going to show off our toys.
Right.
So do I believe that we got into it to help prevent the Jews from being eradicated? I do not. Would I say that I was against it? probably not because of the scale of it. And we did have a lot of allies involved.
Right.
But if we were really trying to do it for the right reasons, we would have been in there 2 or 3 years earlier than we were.
And there's never been an axis of evil to that magnitude.
Like it also,
it definitely ain't the fucking Taliban.
That is the be all end all.
It is definitely different. I was just curious, just for the sake of argument. I mean, that was a mass murder. What do they call it? Genocide. Whereas the Taliban, Afghanistan is a civil war that we're stepping our foot in a civil war. They have the means to fight back. The Jews didn't have the means to fight back.
We never sent any aid to Rwanda.
Right. Come on.
Touche.
Anyways, it is. It's a license to print money. I'm over it. I think that with this one, the saddest part was, I think the biggest heartache is for all the people that served. That's where a lot of people are just having a hard time with it, is that people that were there, that did time there, and just to see it fall to shit the way it did, people are just upset with what happened. I don't think you can necessarily put it on Biden or not on Biden. Here's the thing. Trump initiated this ending. Biden went through with it. Biden could have said, fuck it, I'm going to stay longer, and did his own thing. Presidents have done it before, but I don't think he wanted to be there. And he already knew that there was an agreement made that we were going to leave, and he left. I mean, at the end of the day, if he would have waited 6 more months and said, hey, we're leaving, then it would just been 6 months from now that all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to not happen one way or another.
My blame is on the past 4 presidents as a whole for this whole thing, because to me, I feel like we shouldn't have been there as long as we have. You guys have both echoed that in this debate. And to me, like, it's one of those situations where it's like, it took Americans, I think it took us maybe a week to take over that territory as a whole.
It wasn't long.
It was very quick. So we took it over fast. From that point on, it's just teaching and fucking getting them ready. At this point, I would say, here's the guns, here's the weapons, fight for your own country.
Yeah.
We're getting on a jet and we're leaving. This is still 2001, mind you.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Well, it's not like we went in there. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, I was going to say, so I blame Bush, I blame Obama, I blame Trump, and I blame Biden equally.
And everybody's all like, everybody that doesn't like Biden now is all like, well,
exactly.
What about the Afghan people? And it's like, nobody gave a shit about them when we were carpet bombing the fuck out of their cities and rolling tanks through it. Like, nobody gave a fuck about Afghans until it was part of your political agenda.
Right. Exactly.
Don't say we didn't set them up for success either, because look at all of the arms that just got taken by the Taliban that we left there for the Afghanistan people to defend themselves.
Yeah.
And they chose not to. Yeah, a lot of it's out of fear. These people are going into your homes in the middle of the night and killing your family. I get it. But then that's more reason to fight the fuck back.
Mm-hmm.
You are heavily armed. Fight back.
Which that was what they said. That was a lot of the reason why like people on the other side of the argument are saying like, well, they could have fought for their land and all that. And I agree with that. Look, it's yours to fight for now. If it were me, if somebody was taking over my neighborhood, I'm going to fight as hard as I can to get them to back off.
If I had all those guns and tanks and shit we left, I certainly wouldn't just throw in a white flag. I'd be at least trying to fight back, because they're going to kill you one way or another.
Yeah.
At least try and fight for it. It's just a fucking mess. It's sad.
The airplane, that was the craziest.
It's sad, man.
When they were trying to get on those wings and just hang on,
falling
like,
off.
What are you gonna do? Fucking hang on the wings when you're in air?
Awful. We'll see. The sad part is we pulled all those people out, and then Biden just sent them all back. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. Just be done with it at this point. It just needs to be done. The other thing I had on here, Chris shared with us, and I just thought it was comical. This was Canal Park, Rubber Duck Stadium.
Yeah.
So at Rubber Duck Stadium, this asshole, I think his name was Tim. Sounds like something Tim would do.
This asshole.
This guy, Tim, paid a whole whopping $5 to have broadcast on the Canal Park Jumbotron, whatever you call it, that him and Tina were breaking up, that it was over. He said, Tina, we're done. And that's awful. I mean, this girl has got to see all these news articles and memes being shared now of her getting broken up with at a fucking Rubber Ducks game.
You can add us to the ensemble.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Tina. Our condolences to your relationship. But what I wanted to know is, what is the funniest and or worst way you've ever dumped someone or been dumped?
Oh God, Jesse.
None of mine were really funny.
No,
it was always like fucked up.
What's the worst that you've been broken up with, or that you broke up with somebody?
All right, so
are we saying worst as in painful, or just
like the most fucked up way to break up with someone, like this type of situation? Did you ever have a relationship where you were either broken up with in a funny kind of way or mean way, or that you broke up with someone in a way like that, other than just like, we're done, fuck you, or through a text, we're done? Have you had anything like?
So, all right. So I dated this girl in high school. Her name was Ashley.
Fuck you, Ashley.
I found out that Ashley had cheated on me.
Yeah, fuck her.
She was being super weird, always like hiding her phone and shit. And I knew something was up. And then one day I saw a text to some other dude and she said like, I love you or something. And I was just like, oh, okay. So she was asleep and I like woke her up and I'm like, hey, I'm getting ready to go, like whatever. And so she like comes up and she like went to give me a hug and I'm like, nah, bitch. I'm like, I fucking saw your text message. Like that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And like, I really liked her. Like I was pretty upset. So I left. She's crying. She's trying to apologize and everything. I leave. And I went home and I'm thinking on it and everything. I'm like, do I forgive this chick or do I like whatever? I don't remember how much time, maybe like a week goes by. And I went over to her house. The door was unlocked. And I'm thinking like the whole family's home. Nobody was home except for her. And so she's like in the shower, which was right next to her room. And I'm like, dope, I'm going to get all my shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get the fuck out of here. Cause she had like my hoodie and like things like that. And she gets out of the shower, sees me, and she's just like, hey, like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, here, I'm here to get my shit. Like, I want my hoodie back. I want like all my stuff.
Yeah.
And I had gotten her this little, you know, that like things remembered store in the mall where you engrave little things.
God, I spent a fortune in there.
So there was this thing that she had always wanted.
Oh, this
that
is the girl that gave you the Browns mug.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there was this little envelope keychain that she had told me, like, I've always wanted somebody to get me one of these, like whatever. So I like got it engraved and it said like, I love you on it. You could take the little engraved piece of paper out of the envelope. And she was like devastated. She's like, you can't take that from me. And I'm like, yes, I can. Fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
fuck
so I took it and she's like, well, I want my mug back then. Cause she got me on the, like, ironically from the same place, one with my name on it. That was like a Browns mug, like a big ass thing. She's like, I want my mug back then. And I was like, fuck you, my name's on it. And I slammed the door and that was it.
I haven't had any. I never had anything like fucked up or funny like that. Like all my breakups were usually pretty common. Like just we were just done. We just moved on. Like nothing serious. I've only had like 3 real like long-term relationships, and then it was a lot of just hook up with a girl for 6 months, like banging out and then move on, whatever type of thing. So nothing ever to that extent. I mean, most time it would just be like I'd ghost someone. Like I was done and they weren't like fucking getting the point that I was done. So I would just stop responding altogether. But that's about it.
I almost got arrested when I got broken up with once.
Damn.
Yeah, no. So this one, totally forgot about this. Was dating another girl, and it was basically like she went on this trip. She was a dancer, not like stripper, like a ballet dancer. And she went to do like basically like a pilot episode version for a Broadway show.
Right.
And she came back and she was like, I really want to focus on this. Like, I can't be in a relationship, like whatever. And so we like went out one last time that night. We're talking about it and everything. And we were sitting in my car. We were just parked in like this little parking lot. And she's like sobbing. She's like, I feel so bad. Like it was like fine. Like it wasn't a bad breakup or anything. It was just sad, you know, like whatever. So she's crying. I go to try to put my arm around her, like comfort her. And we're both in the front seat. So that middle section of like armrest is just like awkwardly in the way.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just like sit in the back and it's like, we're cool. So we go and we get in the back seat and like, we're not fucking or anything. Like I just got my arm around her. She's crying, like whatever. All of a sudden this cop pulls into the fucking parking lot.
Oh no.
And she jumps up like super startled. The dude comes over and he's got like his mag light out and he like taps the window hard as fuck. It sounded like he was going to fucking bust. And I had just gotten off work at the movie theater. So I'm dressed up in like my shirt and tie. And she was like, her family was pretty rich. So she was like dressed up in like super nice dress or
Sunday
whatever.
best.
And he starts asking me, he's like, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to explain to him, I'm like, dude,
Y'all
like,
fucking.
I'm like, she just broke up with me.
Fuckers.
Yeah, like that's what he's doing. Like he thinks we're fucking.
Fuckers.
And he's like, why are you guys in the back seat? And I'm like, look, man, I'm like, she just broke up with me. She was crying. Like we're just talking. And like
up with me,
I just told him that. Like I'm trying to be like as real with this dude as possible.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I mean, why are you all dressed up? And I'm like, I work at a movie theater. I'm a manager. This is what I have to wear to work. He's like, well, why is she dressed up? I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. She's like rich. Like I just told you, like she broke up with me. Like I'm trying to be like as calm as possible. And so then he goes, well, you guys having sex back here? And I'm like, no,
We just broke up, bro.
I just told you she broke up with me. So now I'm getting irritated and he senses that in my voice and he goes, well, you got your shoes on? And I'm like, yeah, I don't fuck without them. And that dude went around the car, opened up the door and drug my ass out of the car, puts me in the back seat, and now she's pissed because, you know, she's like entitled, never had to deal with the police in her life, like whatever.
This is like the worst experience of her life.
The fucking rain starts coming down. I'm in the back seat. I pull my phone out and I call my dad. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I'm about to get arrested. Like, I'm probably going to be calling you in a little bit. And he's just like, okay, like I'm going to
tell him your dad's
whatever. And the cop's like, you're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, I guess I'm not allowed to do this. So I got to go. Bye. And I hang up the phone. And this girl's just sitting there in front of the car, like the headbeams on her in the pouring rain, just mean mugging this dude. Like, I am so going to get you fired type of look. So I'm in the back there. And at this point, I'm pissed because I'm pulling the whole, like, what am I suspected of doing? Like, what am I crime? Like, what? Because I was like, I was like 19. And I'm like, how long are you allowed to keep me back here? And he's like, legally, I'm only allowed to detain you until we run our checks or whatever. I'm like, well, how long does that take?
If he didn't charge you with anything, technically, he's not allowed to fucking take you at all.
And he goes, it typically takes about 10 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm watching the fucking clock. And so
asshole,
I'm pissed, bro.
Jesse's that guy.
And so then finally another cruiser comes up and like, I can't hear what they're saying, but I see the dude's face and he's just like, dude, like fucking let him go. Like, whatever. And
just embarrassing.
So we go, we get back in my car and I literally pull out of the driveway and I just park on the side of the road right outside of it. And I'm just like, and just went back to talking. It fucking sucked. I was so pissed.
Being in the back of a cop car is not fun.
I've done it
at
once.
all, bro. Were you handcuffed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. It's so uncomfortable.
Luckily, it was like in front of me though. He didn't put him behind my back.
Behind the back, and it's awful.
I'm just sitting there with the phone, like.
Have you ever had a bad experience with a breakup or breaking up with someone?
So I'm answering these fast, and like I'm gonna answer every scenario. So the one that I did to someone else was text. Like I did it through text. I learned my lesson. I would never fucking do that again. It was a sissy way to do it.
Yeah.
This is TTYL.
Yeah. So I broke up with her. I think I was 22 at the time, something like that. I was looking for the easy way out. That's what it took. Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. That's the worst that I've ever done to someone. Everything else has been face to face.
Yeah.
But as far as done to me, the most pain I've ever felt, 3 different women have cheated on me. That's the most pain. The most embarrassing, however, comes with a story. You know, I used to play basketball. Like I was in from 3rd grade through.
You put your nuts in LeBron's mouth.
Senior year. No, I did not.
Jesse said that allegedly.
Romeo Travis beat the shit out of me. But anyway, I was in 8th grade, I believe it was. I was trying to think. I think it's 8th grade. And I was dating this girl named Natalie at the time. And I was obsessed with Natalie. At the time, she was the most beautiful woman that I had ever dated. So we dated for, it was a couple months at that point. And I was in the middle of a basketball game. And I remember like Natalie used to come to all my games and all that. And she would always cheer for me. She's in the audience, all that. Oh, no. So there's one time like we're in a game. I can't remember much of the situation. I think we were down like 1 point or something with like 30 seconds left. Coach calls a timeout to run the final play for us. So I'm down there and I'm listening. And of course I'm a starter. So I'm one of the 5 that's listening to coach real in depth. And all of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder when I'm in the middle of the timeout.
Is it Natalie?
I turn around and it's Natalie. And Natalie, she goes, I can't do this anymore.
This bitch interrupted your huddle,
right?
To break up with you
in the last 30 seconds. It was at least the last minute. It's something like that.
Wow.
The last minute of this game. And yeah, luckily the play wasn't designed for me. All I had to do was box out.
8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, bro.
Damn, bro. Natalie's a beast.
Yeah. So she does it. And then like I'm watching her the rest of the time because how could you not? You're no longer paying attention to your coach.
Right.
So I'm watching her and she walks out down the other side of the gym and she just fucking leaves. Like doesn't even fucking stay for the rest. I'm like, that bitch, there's going to be a rumor started about her on Monday morning.
What's Natalie's last name?
Bro.
I'll tell you after the show.
Natalie, you're a bitch.
She's now a lesbian.
Bro, here's my thing.
My cop car girl is a lesbian now.
Really?
My very first girlfriend from high school was lesbian now.
Man. We got some bad stories.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I had a buffer.
I don't know.
There was a buffer in between my lesbians. So.
Oh, I do too. I got like 4 buffers in between mine. So it wasn't me, but
that's
buffer.
That's the only lesbian I have. What do you mean buffer?
Like, was there a guy between that?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
There's dude. That was 7th, 8th grade.
You didn't make her a lesbian.
Yeah. At least it wasn't you. At least you weren't like the last straw before she.
God damn, dick is terrible. I'm gonna go be a lesbian.
Yeah. No, the girl I dated in high school, we dated for like 3 years, and then she dated several guys after me, and then I just remember she was going to OU. And she one day started posting with this girl all the time.
OU will do that to you.
Oh yeah, OU is fun.
You guys are awful close.
Fun times, man. I never really had any to answer your question. I told Jesse while you were using the little boys' room.
I wasn't using the boys' room.
Little boys' room? Little men's room?
I wasn't in there. I was here the whole time.
Oh, right. Oh, my bad. Chris broke the seal early. I never had any text or just a regular like we're done or just a no longer respond to anything or you get blocked. Like nothing exciting like your guys. I didn't almost get arrested, banging in the back seat, and I didn't get broken up with at my basketball game.
Yeah.
A lot of mine are fun now that I'm thinking back.
Yeah.
Like Megan Donovan's was fun for me
Fucking
because I
Megan
wanted out of
Donovan.
that for a long time.
I had Jim Donovan break up with her.
But that's what I'll tell you guys that one off air. I see her tweets all the time. I have her blocked, but other people will like it and shit, and it still pops up. I'm like, God damn, I hate the fact that people like you because
All
of
her
your
stuff.
name. Like, you're
Yeah.
a terrible person.
Sweetie, he's sick of your shit.
Ugh. Anyway,
2 really quick ones. Let's make these really quick because I want to do the Instagram poll, but they were listener requests, so I want to make sure I at least touch on them.
Oh,
Stephanie had asked me to ask you guys your thoughts on the Florida governor threatening to defund public schools that are looking to require masks to be worn.
thanks for listening, honey.
Not wear them, but if these schools are saying they're going to require masks, and if they do that, he's threatening to defund them. Thoughts on that?
I think it's wrong. I mean, if you're going to take money out of the community, for sure. The thing is, it only makes him look like the villain. So I don't know what his counter attack is on this. Like, if you pull the money, the biggest excuse you have is, well, they wouldn't date when you wear their mask and all that. You're still an asshole.
We know from day one he's been anti anything COVID.
Yeah,
like, he hasn't wanted to
since
lock anything down.
Probably the worst governor possible. Like, at least one of the top 5.
I just find it interesting. It's the complete opposite. It'd be like if they were not going to require masks, okay, we're going to defund. It just, I mean, but granted, then I guess you could argue the same thing because it just depends on what you think about it. But I thought that was interesting, Jesse.
I mean, there's medical basis behind.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if there is a mask mandate and they're like, no, we're not going to do that, then you're going against a health mandate.
Right.
You can't tell me that I can't wear something out of preventative measures for myself. Like, if you tell me, like, well, all employees must wash their hands, that's a state health mandate. And we're like, well, we don't believe in that. So we're just going to let them, piss and shake their dick and go back to serving food.
Right.
Well, okay. Like, it's just, that's bullshit to me. Like, if I feel comfortable wearing a mask and I feel like it's safe for my students, then I should be able to do what I want with my school.
I agree.
Yeah.
Same with a business or anything else.
Yeah. He's not saying that. He's not saying if you can't wear a mask. He's saying he's just saying you cannot mandate that it's required for everyone to wear one.
Yeah. Fuck that.
If they want to wear one, cool, that's fine. But the schools are not allowed to say you have to wear one.
No, because you're putting people in a condensed place.
Right.
With staff and everybody. Like, if they did that shit at my school where they were like, no, you can't force them to wear their masks, I'd be like, well, then I'm not going to fucking teach.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to put myself in that position with a wife and a baby at home.
Right.
As somebody who has had COVID and had terrible effects from it for 6 weeks.
Right.
Like, no, fuck you. Like, you're not going to endanger me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll fucking work from home or I'll figure something else out. Like, I'll sell fucking cars.
Jesse does raise a good point. It really is up to the people that are involved in this whole battle that they kind of have to take a stand against this kind of thing too. Yeah,
I thought that was interesting. Stephanie, there's your answer. We are against it. We think it's silly. JC asks us, isn't it weird how racism isn't a topic right now? Like, is it over? Did we really make waves as a society where it's not having people marching or out in outcry any longer?
Well, I think a big part of it is you don't have a fucking racist president spewing shit all the time.
Fair.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. I do think that was a major, major reason behind this, but there's still racism. Like, we just had a fucking thing with Rachel Nichols. She just had a show canceled today because of a racial remark. Like,
yeah, he was more talking about like last year at this time where we were having all the parades and the marches and people are out and it's all you heard about and like it and in agreement. And I asked Chris the same thing. It seems to have subsided. Now, if it's because things aren't happening, well, that's a win. That's a great reason that we're not talking about it. But is it that, or are we just fucking distracted by other things?
Well, I don't think you'll ever have a clear-cut answer to that question.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like we would have to go to every single town in every single state in America, and we would have to flesh out all the news to see, what happened that week. I haven't seen any like school shooting or not school, but police shootings recently. So to me, I kind of think that's a big contributor to it. Another one is the big reason that Jesse just named too.
Yeah.
That certainly helps. But to me, though, to even bring up that question, I'm not pointing out JC at all. I'm just saying as a whole, because I've heard this question a few times. That just goes to show you how much people depend on the news, because if it's not publicized on the news, to you, it doesn't exist.
I said the exact same thing in relation to JC and one of our buddies that we play mini golf with. That just because it's not
wasting your time
being on Facebook doesn't mean it's not in the news. Because they said that, and I literally went on Google, typed in what they were talking about, and found 36 news articles. It's just we don't care about it to share it on Facebook. It doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah.
And to his argument, I said, when I kind of said the same thing as you. I said it's still going on. It's just not on Facebook. It's not being like published all over headlines because it's not. I think a lot to Jesse's point, we don't have a president who's spewing race or kind of pushing divide,
fueling the fire.
But what he said is that if we do have another incident, maybe there's another shooting sometime in the near future, and is it going to happen? Are we going to go back into that whole nationwide uproar again, or do we come to the terms that it's more of a segregated local issue and not a nationwide? Like these things happen. Doesn't make it right, but it's not as widespread as we were making it out to be, that cops were out here just gunning down people. Like there are isolated incidents where it's happening and it's not as widespread as it kind of seemed like, where everyone was up in arms over police killing people. Like, where do we think we're at this point?
I think that I think it's a very broad topic and there's a lot of contributing factors to it, two of which we already talked about. And I was going to bring up media, so I'm glad that you did. Because I think that it was on both sides. Trump was doing dumb shit, like trying to have a rally at Tulsa on like the freaking memorial, like the day of, the bombings and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And like things like that, where CNN picked up on that and they promoted that image to the left. And then the right was also going, well, look at these extremists who are, freaking out about this stuff. It's not a big deal. It's not about race. It's all about blah, blah, blah. And then that contributed to a point where racism and tension and division felt like it was a very real thing. We were at a point where it was so right and so left, a lot of which because of was the media, but that led to any time an officer shot somebody, it was out in the news. Now, whether or not it picked up steam was another matter. Like we got Breonna Taylor and we got, all of these Ahmaud Arbery's and things like that. But there were plenty more shootings that we saw that just didn't blow up the way that they did, where people in the local areas marched and things like that. But in the same breath, a lot of those riots and things like that were also overblown, where it was a small faction of people out of the hundreds of thousands marching.
Right.
And they made it seem like we were, people were burning down cities and stuff.
Right.
So the media is a big part of it that I think causes the issue. But it's like you said, race is always an issue.
Absolutely.
There's always something going on. Nobody's just saying that like, Biden got elected, so we're having bliss now. Like I teach in an urban school. I see the effects of this type of stuff regularly. Like we just had a conversation today because we're going to have an officer working full time in our building. And we were like, okay, this is the first time this has ever happened. What is the reasoning behind this?
Right.
Is this because he wants to be an outreach, build relations, and try to fix that? Or is this we have a presence in the building where he can stand and watch? Because we don't support that idea with our kids and their prior histories with like law enforcement and the negativity of that. And that's like mostly a racial thing.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, don't be the person that, or Chris said, don't be the person that doesn't see something in the news and just thinks that it just doesn't happen anymore.
That just shows your dependency on it.
Right. Like you need to go out and be in those areas and figure it out from there.
Yeah, right.
Like you should be a part of the solution and be in these communities and try to improve areas where these things do happen, because they do happen. Mm-hmm. And if you're not doing that, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in the aim of racism or whatever, but like other areas of equality also, like,
sexism,
homophobia, all of these other things, like whatever it is that you want to see improved, like all of that stuff still exists. I don't see a whole lot of sexism in the world, but I know that it exists.
Yeah.
It's not the battle that I choose to fight on a daily basis, because that's not what affects my life, singularly. But I try to focus on economic disparity, and I try to focus on racism and things that I know because of the lives that I impact with my students. And so whatever it is that you're going to be a part of, you should be independently looking in ways to fix things, not waiting for the problems to come to you and having a quick jolt of like, well, I'll donate some money, and then it disappears for another 10 years.
And considering Jesse basically spoke my side better than I ever could, I'm not even going to go down that road again. Instead, I'm just going to answer your question that you had before he started. And that was, if we get another police shooting, do you see this erupting in the same vein that Breonna Taylor and all these other victims did? My answer, yes. Because I feel like it only takes one at this point, and we've seen that if we all band together, if there's more numbers, if it's globally instead of locally, that's more of a louder voice yelling at the system to change. Yeah. And there is changes because there's departments of police now that are, they're integrating, deeper teaching, all that kind of stuff when it comes to like, orientation programs for police officers. Right. I feel like there was a lot of change that was brought on from this. It might not be the change that we would prefer, and that is, no victims anymore. But that will never happen realistically.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think it's still a very real thing. Again, if it's been talked about less because large incidents like shooting stuff haven't happened, great. That's a win. It doesn't mean racism has gone away. It just means that at this point in time, maybe the outcry from people about the interactions between officers and Black individuals has forced or started some change. That's great. Racism isn't going away. It ain't going away anytime soon. We just have to continue to talk for it and advocate for it.
As I learned in chemistry, when you introduce a foreign element to a substance, it is harder to eviscerate that foreign element from that substance once it has been introduced. And that's what racism is. Once it's a part of our environment, it is hard to eradicate it completely. 100%. It will never happen.
Fucking Walter White over here. That's a good point. All right. Last and finally is my COVID poll. So I want to run through these really quick. Yeah. I'm just going to read off the numbers and then ask a couple of questions about the responses that we got. So cool. The first one was, do you think the United States government is going to mandate the vaccine for all citizens? 60% no, and a large amount, 40% of people said yes, they do believe it's going to become mandated or by the government. Do you guys, I didn't look at your votes, or I probably don't remember. What did you guys, if you want to share, what did you guys vote?
I voted no. First off, because to me, I took your question as that is across the board. That is with every job. That is with every school, everything. Like everything is mandatory at this point. No way. Yeah. No freaking way. I'll get that wide.
I said yes. And my reasoning is because I think that for a couple of reasons. I think one, if it does stay this way, we're going back towards winter. That's when everything ramped up before. People are stuck inside, and you're going to see kids and people that before it was, everybody that dies is old, or everybody that dies is fat, or they're unhealthy, or whatever. As soon as you start seeing like a couple of kids die, even if it's only, 10 in a school or something, but it catches the news, that is going to be something that I don't think that this administration wants on their hands.
Yeah.
They want to be the ones that overcame COVID, and whether that's right or wrong, which I wouldn't say that is the right motivation behind it, but I don't think that Biden and Harris want to be the ones that lose another 600,000 people, and they will find a way to make sure that gets done.
2 questions for you personally. One, how do you expect to introduce that to states like Florida and Texas that are so close-minded when it comes to these things? And 2, what would be your punishment for not taking it, for just downright refusing it?
Before you answer that, because I was going to ask something very similar.
Okay.
What, to Chris's point, what does a government mandate look like? Are they going door to door requiring you to vaccine? Or is it they're going to make businesses and employers make you have to get it? So if you go to work, you need it. And then what does that mean for people that maybe are unemployed? How do you force them to get it? So what does a government mandate look like, to Chris's point?
I think that I don't think it'll be door to door. I don't think that it will necessarily be a federally mandated thing. I do think the government will have a major contributing factor. So I guess I should have worded it a little bit different. I think that what they will do is give massive tax incentives to businesses that say you must have 100% compliance. And every single major corporation and most small businesses, because a small guy is going to take his money too, is going to require that. And eventually you'll have some people that are going to be like, no, I'm not going to do it. But once you get a high enough,
So they'll inconvenience you to the point of getting it because you're going to be unemployed, at which point you cannot
And there won't
collect
be any
unemployment because you're fired for cause. At that
and you
point.
also won't be able to get any of these COVID incentives that they've been giving because
So
they won't exist
they'll
anymore.
force you, they'll mandate you by inconvenience,
Yeah.
basically. Okay. The next one was, do you think, the first one was, do you think it will happen? The second one is, do you think it should happen? Do you think the government should regulate and or impose a mandatory vaccine for people?
Short answer, no explanation. I voted no on this too.
Jesse?
I'm a constitutionalist, so
Yeah.
no, but I do think that it's for the greater good if everybody does do it.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think that it ends well if they mandate it in a way where it's not slick like the tax exempt type of thing, but ultimately, yes, I think that it's a good thing if they did.
So one of the arguments that I've received, and it kind of goes with the point that all three of us kind of made, is mandated through inconvenience. So what I'm getting is the argument is it's no longer choice, even though they're not technically forcing you to get it. They're not coming to your house and putting a needle in your arm. Mm-hmm. You're basically having your choice taken from you by inconvenience. What do you think that says, or what do you guys think on that? I mean, to that point, saying that you're not being forced is kind of us just beating around the bush, but really you're being forced to do it.
To me, so there's a reason why I like that turn as opposed to the first one of, going door to door and forcing it or anything like that. That's a business kind of taking a stand, even if it was motivated by the government in the first place. That's a business that's going like, look, this is our policy now, and they have the right to change that policy whether they want to or not. We talk about the mask mandates all the time when it comes to stores,
right? And
people bitching about they don't want to wear something in Giant Eagle. I'm like, but that's their store, and you have the right to shop somewhere else.
So the argument I'm getting for that, and again, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, no,
the argument I'm getting for that is that these businesses aren't doing it because they want to do it. They're doing it because they feel that they're being forced, because they're concerned that, so especially like the service industry, they're concerned that if they don't start to enforce this, it's going to get bad again. And then the government's going to come and say, well, you know what, you're shut down. That's the industry that was hit the hardest. And now their livelihood is at risk. And it's not that they want to, but they feel they're being forced by the government to have to impose these mandates in order to be able to stay afloat and to stay alive. Not that Applebee's or whatever thinks that they believe in the mandate and they want to create their employees to be vaccinated. But if they don't, they risk going out of business or something.
But that's not the government threatening to shut them down. That's just the fact of the matter. If this doesn't get in check, we have these different variations that we've seen that are stronger, that pass more quickly from person to person. We will shut down again. So it doesn't matter if the government does this or not. If you aren't doing the right thing, a massive amount of people in this country, if you're not doing the right thing and getting vaccinated to just get this done, that's inevitable.
Yeah.
So I think that is why you will see businesses why businesses already have started requiring vaccinations, because they don't want that to happen.
Do you think that the government do you think we should get to a point, or do you think the government should have the ability to shut us down again? Or do you think we should be to the point after we've done this for a year, 18 months, that we should be at a point where we're responsible for ourselves? The vaccine is readily available. You can walk in the door of any place right now without an appointment and get a vaccine. Do you think that we should be at a point now where it's so available, there's no excuse? If you chose not to get it and you go out and you get sick, cool. We shouldn't put these businesses and their livelihood and our economy at risk by saying we're going to shut down again, because it's not like last year where we had to wait. There was the timeline. Unless you're 60, unless you're 55, whatever, you can't get it. Any single person right now can go and get it at this moment.
Yeah.
So do you think that it's right for us to get back to that point?
To me, and I'm going to contradict myself on this, I've said countless times, and I'll go on record again, I think if you don't get the vaccine by choice, then you shouldn't be let into a hospital when you do get sick. I've already said that 100 times, and I will go to the grave saying it too.
Right.
But on the same instance, to me, it's tough because you have to enforce so much that goes with that law. As we talked about, Jesse was talking about a tax exempt plan. There's a lot that has to go into legislator for something like that to even be possible. I guess if I had to side with anything, I would say I'm fine with a shutdown. It doesn't matter to me. I honestly, I think if we had done that in the first place, if we had just shut everything down for a month and told everybody you're not working for a month, we'll pay you to sit at home or do whatever, and we're closing the streets and nobody's allowed outside, you have to stay inside your house for a month. No means no. I think this wouldn't even have been a problem.
I agree.
And then close down the borders after that happens.
I agree with that. I guess my whole thing is, and I struggle with this, is there's no excuse at this point. It's available. If I think that we need to, when do we get to the point, and I've said this, I think even last year, when do we get to the point where we are responsible for ourselves?
Yeah.
If you choose not to get it and you go out and you're high risk and you get sick and you die, God forbid, then that's on you. When do we stop putting other people's livelihoods and businesses and hard work at risk and just say, you know what, you as an American person can get this vaccine for free. If you choose not to, that's on you. They're footing there. I mean, they got to pay the medical bills, or then they go to the hospital. I mean, they're costing themselves the expense. When do we get to that point? When do we say, you know what, it is what it is?
I think that point comes 3 to 6 months after it is figured out how to give it to children. Once you are able to give it to babies as soon as they come out, all that 0 to 12-year-old that's not allowed to get it right now, once that's figured out and everybody is capable, 3 to 6 months for people to figure out, okay, this is safe, I want my kid to get it. And then you're on your own. At that point, it's Darwinism.
To that point, you don't have to bring your kid to a restaurant. You can eat at home. For school, sure. Mandate the mask, mandate the vaccine for teachers, whatever, because you have children there and you're putting them at risk. Nursing homes, hospitals. I get it, because you have to go there and you don't have a choice. But my main thing is the shutting down of conveniences. Going to a movie theater, going out to eat, going to places that are there for fun, not something that you need to survive. Grocery shopping, which you can order on. Like there's ways around it. A lot of
people, though, don't have that luxury.
Of what?
Some of my students, for instance. Yeah. Single moms, 16 years old, can't afford to have a baby, doesn't have anybody at home to take care of them. If they go to the grocery store, they've got to take their baby to those grocery stores. Right. Like there are places where you have to take your kid.
No, I'm saying those places I get. I'm talking about like a restaurant, a movie theater, a bar, a mini golf. Like the entertainment industry is what really got hit the hardest last year.
Yeah.
The grocery stores, they started mandating masks, was right off the rip. You couldn't go there without one. Schools, hospitals, those like necessities, I think is one thing. I'm more so the novelties, the things that you don't need. Don't put them at risk again, because those are the only ones affected by a shutdown.
Right.
Don't put them at risk because it's not a necessity. You don't have to go there. Right. You're going there by choice. And at that point, you've gone there by choice. You assume the risk of going there without being vaccinated. Yeah. Well, I say don't put them at risk of just shut down again. It's all.
And when Jesse talked about his wife missing the $100, was it gift card or whatever that was?
By 3 days.
By 3 days. So to me, I answered in retort to that. I had said, yeah, we got our vaccine. Like, where was our reward for getting ours? Right. And to me, that is our reward. So like, if you do enact something like that, I'm cool with it, because to me, I've gotten my vaccine. Right. I'm fully vaccinated. So I should be the one that should be allowed in the theaters without thought.
My point exactly. Yeah. Because, a lot of the argument that people have is, why am I going to get vaccinated? I still have to wear a mask. Well, I'm not going to be able to go out to a restaurant anyways, because they shut them down. So why should I get vaccinated? You start to shut those things down. You start to take away what that benefit of getting vaccinated is.
So that's my reward.
Exactly. Yeah. Leave them open. Let people be at their own risk, and it is what it is. So the next question was, if you haven't received the vaccine, is it because either A, you don't trust it, or B, it doesn't work? 75% of people said they don't trust it, and that's why they haven't got it.
I didn't answer this one because it doesn't really apply to me.
Doesn't apply to you, right?
You have a brain.
Right. Do you think masks help? 65% of people said yes, which I'm really surprised. I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah. I mean, they do. It's okay. Look, even with the vaccine, people go, obviously people who have the vaccine are still getting sick and all that. A vaccine is not a complete eradicator of, getting rid of the virus. It is to limit what you are getting.
To a manageable amount.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with masks. Masks aren't going to completely keep a virus out of a room or an environment. It is to limit the transition between both. So if I have a mask on while I'm talking into this microphone to you guys, we're not sharing the same air back and forth.
Right.
Jesse, mask?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, is I think that a lot of people are hanging on that early information still that we've gotten, because they haven't kept up on it, and they don't want to. They just take it as, well, there's new information. They don't know what they're doing. But this is an evolving thing that we've figured out a lot of stuff about. At first, it was disinfect everything. It can be on surfaces. Yep. It can be on this. It can be on that. We found out that the vast majority of this transmission is through the air. It's not on the surfaces as often. Can it happen? Sure, but it's not very likely. Yeah. If you just wear your damn mask and you keep your social distance, we probably could have did the podcast the entire time without worrying if we just put our masks on
Mhm.
at this distance,
Yeah.
and it would have been fine. But we didn't know.
Yep.
So we played it precautionary.
Right.
Now you have all this information. You have hundreds of millions of vaccines given out. You have all of this data. There's no reason not to.
Yeah. I got into dialogue with a girl over this one because she responded in conversation rather than just like a yes or no. And she said, I refuse to wear a mask. It's stupid and it's unsanitary. And I asked her why she felt that way. And she said, well, there's bacteria and stuff in it. And I said, well, you change your mask then. It's your own bacteria. Change your mask every hour if you
don't
want.
have to wear the same pair of underwear,
Yeah,
sweetie.
that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm like, you change your underwear, you change your shirts, you change things that get dirty, wash your mask.
Yeah.
Buy a disposable box. And if you want to change it every hour, then change it every hour. That doesn't mean the mask doesn't work. People go to the bathroom and don't wash their hands. And I'm sure you were out and about before COVID, touching shit all the time, willy-nilly, without fucking using whatever it's called,
Hand
Purell.
sanitizer, and you didn't give a shit. But now, because you're being asked to do it, all of a sudden it's a problem.
When
I mean,
everything
give me a fucking
first
break.
started, I remember there was this girl. I don't know if it was somebody that was like a friend or if it was a random person, but she was going off for the exact same thing about how unsanitary it was.
Mhm.
And I opened up her profile pictures and I scrolled 2 over and I found a picture of her kissing her dog.
That was my friend.
Yeah, it was your friend. And I dogged her. I put that picture on there.
She was
And-
pissed.
And it ended up turning into a whole thing about her eating her boyfriend's ass and all this other stuff.
But
I
it's
think
my boyfriend.
It's her boyfriend.
I think I remember this.
Oh, it was great. One of my best moments.
funny, dude. The next one
But
is
that's cool.
oh shoot, these are getting ready to delete. I got to get through these.
Come on, Ryan.
dude. The
Amateur hour.
The Instagram only lets you keep them on for so long,
24, I think.
24 hours. So let me get back to it. So yeah, do you think masks work? A lot of people said no. It was 66% of people said yes. Do you think the government is using masks as a way to push their limit on crossing the line of freedoms?
No.
73% of people said no. Interesting enough, my Facebook numbers were a lot more radical. They were a lot more like, I think this was like 50, almost 50-50, but I'm only going off Instagram.
You have what compared to Facebook? Like how many people on Instagram do you have compared to Facebook?
Pretty close. It just depends on who sees it. People look at different polls differently. Do you think the government is using COVID as a way to manipulate the American people for future goals of their own?
No.
Only 68% of people said yes or no.
Because
I said no.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, like, first of all, if this was manufactured intentionally, I don't think it was manufactured here.
Right.
I think it was manufactured somewhere that has something to gain from this, not destroying our infrastructure, our
Right.
own infrastructure.
Yeah.
No.
Dang it. I'm going to lose these. I'm going to be pissed.
You got Facebook too. I think you did that after.
Facebook. Oh, like
You
actually
posted them on your
the
story.
What are you
right.
down to? Like the last 30 seconds?
Dude, I don't know. They just keep dropping
Let's
off.
shut up and just let him
I
talk.
know. I got to get through these.
Nobody would have known. You were just like, oh no, I'm losing them. You could have just been like, and that's the last question.
No, I want to get. There's some good ones. Have you? Oh, do you think that COVID is less serious than it's being made out to be? 71% of people said no.
Good.
It's a lot of numbers.
Do you even care? 91% of people said yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one that shocked me.
Yeah. Have you this one was not COVID, but it was. Have you ever honestly felt your personal life has been impacted by change in the president? And
No.
it was almost 50-50.
I said no.
I
It was
said no, too.
58%, 42% of people say that they felt like their life was changed, which I find interesting.
As much as I hated Trump and I hated how he affected the country, it never affected
affect
me.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I said. It's always, you won't know change until you give it another shot. And maybe a third party would be the same, but we'll never know.
Right. This one I called a couple people out on bullshit. Do you personally know someone who has had COVID or been seriously ill or even died? 88% of people said yes.
Yeah.
I know several people that said no, who I know are lying because I know that they know someone who had it. I'm like, you
Yeah.
all are fucking lying
It's a narrative.
on an anonymous poll. You're full of shit.
It's a narrative they have to keep up.
If you personally know someone close to you who has had it or died, have you got sick? Have you got vaccinated? 65% of people said yes.
Because of that.
That was what I was going with, but I don't know.
Well, I was going to get vaccinated anyway. I would have preferred not to have been the first in line,
Yeah.
but
The question is if you knew someone, did you end up getting vaccinated? Basically, like if you knew somebody that was sick, did it coerce you?
my
into
answer would be
getting
no.
vaccinated?
Then, yeah.
If someone you knew personally was seriously ill or died from COVID, would it change your mind? 65% of people said no. Said if they knew someone that died from it, it still would not persuade them to get it.
Whatever, you're next.
If
I hope they're your kids.
If your political party or president you follow strongly suggested you get the vaccine, would you get it? 70% said no.
I said no to that as well.
Yeah.
That wouldn't affect my decision.
Do you think as an American citizen, you have the ability to make a change in the way our country is run? This was 50-50.
I said no.
Only 50% of people think that you can, and 50% of people think you can't.
That was close.
Yeah, we're very close. This one I thought was interesting. If your reasoning for not getting the vaccine because it doesn't work, have you found factual data to support that? Did you research over your own? 53% of people said my own research, and 47% of people said I don't know.
Wow.
So 50% of people said they don't really know why they're not getting it. They just aren't.
And then the other ones don't know anyway.
And this is based off of about 75 people per poll.
Yeah.
So 40 people roughly said they just didn't get it because they don't know.
You could pretty much say that's the same answer. You could argue that as that's 100%. Like,
right.
It's still stupid. You have you have no reason.
Yeah. If someone gets gravely ill from COVID and did not get vaccinated, our hospital beds are full. Do you think the vaccinated should get helped first?
Yes.
Yep.
65% of, or no, sorry. No, this one's wrong. I read it wrong. If you don't believe in the vaccine and the medical industry telling you that you should get it, will you trust them to help you if you are sick, or would you fend for yourself?
Oh, not applicable.
35% of people said that they would fend for themselves, which I think
lying,
is full of
fucking
shit.
Prove it.
They're full of shit. Are you not getting vaccinated because you're concerned about potential long-term effects? 69% of people said yes. If you answered yes to thinking about long-term effects, this is the one I called your sister out on.
Yeah.
If you're not getting it because of long-term effects, do you eat a solely organic diet and don't take medicine for anything?
Yeah.
16% of people said that they do live that lifestyle, which some might, but
Full of shit.
I know people that said
You
they
might
do.
be
That
close, but nobody lives like that. Like there are very fucking few people that do solely that.
Right. And then I basically went on to say after that one, don't you realize that everything in your lifestyle has long-term effects on you and you do it voluntarily?
That's 60%. I want to know how many people answered that question though, because 60% of like 8 people, that's not a big deal.
These were all almost 75 people per poll.
Oh, okay.
Do you think the vaccine is somehow different than my previous slide? And 46% of people said it is different, which to an extent it is, but whatever. And then I said, read your last 2 questions. It's contradictory if you answered those. Do you think the government has the ability to overthrow the American people? That was 45% of people said yes.
I said no.
To 55% of people said no, which I found interesting. I thought that was higher than I expected.
I mean, they got drones and tanks and shit if they really wanted to. That's why I always hate the whole like government's gonna come and do this and that. It's like if they really wanted to, they just fucking would.
For sure. It would be over in a second. But I think if you have a full-on battle where like everybody now knows what's going down, we outnumber them severely. To me, I think if once you've lost everything and you have nothing to lose, only then will you sense desperation.
My argument to this, my argument to it, my answer is no. I don't think they have the ability. I should word it differently. I think they have the ability to. I don't think they would. The thing that makes our country so prosperous and strong is our freedom. You take that away, it is a civil war on a mass scale, and it is an easy end for a China or a Russia or someone to come in and want to overthrow our country because we are at such a civil unrest. Yeah. This is not a third world country. We're not poor, uneducated people. We're heavily armed. We are going to fight. We have some educated people.
Got a lot of poor and uneducated people in this country.
That percentage is pretty small.
And let's not overlook that.
You have a lot of wealthy, intelligent people here who are not going to allow that. And you're not stuck here. You're going to leave the country. They're not overthrowing us. It's not going to be we are not going to be a Nazi Germany or a North Korea. It's not going to happen.
Well, and let's not overlook the fact that we are the chefs in the kitchens. We are all these jobs that are being done without us.
What I'm saying.
There is no country. So like, to me, if we all finally were in unison for something in our fucking lives and we sat there and said, I'm not going to work today, this fucking country would bomb in a second.
Right. The way that our country is set up is why we are so successful. You know, you take away that all those people at the top, it's going to crumble. Yeah. They could do it. Absolutely. Well, they're going to send tanks and fighter jets in and shit. They could tear us down in a heartbeat.
But that's my thing too. And the only reason why I think that it might go the right way is I think we have about 3 million servicemen in this country. And then I think that there are about another 1.5 million police. And you'd have to use police and military if you really wanted to forcibly take this country.
You'd be lucky if 50%, you'd be lucky
if you got 50% to do it.
That's true too. Yeah.
So now you're dropping it down to, let's say, 2 million people against 330 fucking million people. Yeah. it's just not going to work out for you. 100 to 1. I don't really care what you got. Like, you're going to have to drop nukes on people.
You got to have them tanks and shit manned. And now you're taking half
and
of your
you got to
military.
hope that the people that are like, fuck this, don't take the tanks from the base and use them against you.
If the people get a hold of them, those numbers, that horde, it's going to look like a George Romero film.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Like, it could happen. It's not going to.
Remember the Alamo, people.
It's not happening anytime soon. But a lot of the argument with this COVID stuff is that that's what they're inching towards. They're inching towards taking our freedoms, manipulating us to a point of boxing us in and seeing what we're willing to do. And then we're going to become the next Australia or something and give up our arms and become, a tyranny of the government and whatever. But
it's 18 months. We're sick of this shit. You guys haven't done your responsibility and we want it fucking done. That's what it is.
That's what the offering of a gift card for $100 is, or that is the stimulus if you get the vaccine. That's what the lottery was for.
Yeah.
It's because they believe it to be serious and we're a bunch of fucking idiots who don't take it seriously and they're over it. So they say, we'll pay you off. If that's what we got to do, we'll pay you. Just fucking do it so we can move on already.
Yeah.
It's not because they're trying to fucking poison you or kill you off. Someone actually said on one of the polls, the government is trying to intentionally poison us via the vaccine. I'm like, do you truly believe that? Do you really in your right mind believe that that's what they are doing?
This goes back to my chefs in the kitchen thing. If they want us dead, then who is going to take over our positions for us then? Once everybody's dead, there is no profit. There is no country. There is no people. What is the gain?
Bill Burr had a great commentary on this just the other day. And he was like, so what they're saying is they're trying to poison us and kill all of us. He goes, so you're going to get all these people that just listen to what the government says and then kill them. And you're just going to leave all these fucking Fonzies in their leather jackets that don't listen to shit, just running around. He goes, if anything, the plan is to get the fucking sheep all vaccinated. And then we're going to make it worse and kill off all of you.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah,
but that is an intelligent point though. You're going to kill off the ones that are willing to follow suit, but leave the ones that are going to oppose you.
Makes no sense.
How does that work?
It makes no sense.
Another note, shit, I had to get a COVID test because I have a concert tomorrow and it came back positive. So sorry guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
But we'll be all right. You guys got vaccinated, so
cool.
Sorry, it just came back.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. It's negative.
Oh, dude. I was about to be pissed.
Jesse was like, fuck. No, I had to get a COVID test for a concert, and thankfully I'm negative. So
Man,
that's
dude,
great.
you don't want to miss Celine Dion. That is the concert of the
I've
year.
been waiting for like 3 years for Celine Dion finally to come. I'm going to hear her sing My Heart Goes On at Blossom, and it's going to be amazing.
Her hurricane video was still the greatest.
Oh, my God. Anyways, that's my long Let's Get Social.
That is the longest Let's Get Social we have ever had.
Shit.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Christopher, you're next.
Oh, my God.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down! To Steve, assemble!
Christopher, the film freak Kessinger. He likes to write movie reviews, and he's really good at it. What's new?
Just hit 1,700.
1,700 reviews.
Yep.
Bro, I don't even know if
yesterday.
I've seen 1,700 movies.
I know.
That's insane.
And you got to think I've seen even more than that because that's just from 2011.
Jeez, bro. What is new? What did you review? When are you going to start reviewing adult films on OnlyFans? I mean, that's like a new market to tap into with all the media that they're getting recently.
How do I even deconstruct those movies?
I don't know. Length, size, how long it goes.
Are we talking about the runtime or are we talking about their length?
They leave. I don't know. There's lots of things you could look into. Size of areolas.
I'll think about reviewing a
bush,
one
how
time.
far it goes outside the underwear line. We could break down categories. It could be great.
Now you're talking Macy Gray territory.
Okay. Anyways,
I just did some rough math.
Okay, let's do it.
1,700 movies on an average of 1.75 hours, and Chris has watched over 123.9 hours or days. I'm sorry, days of movies. You're coming up on almost half a year.
Bro, 1,700 is a lot of movies, man.
And you got to think
that's just you've reviewed. That's not movies you've just seen. That's movies you've reviewed.
Right.
Do you think you've seen 1,700 movies?
I don't think so.
Okay, take that divided by 28 years.
I saw a
You're
lot
28?
of movies when I worked at the theater.
Your whole life.
What are you, 29?
Your whole
Yeah.
life.
I'll be 30 in March.
Oh, what are we doing? 1,700 divided by 30.
Probably
What are we
nothing because we're going to
doing?
shut down.
No, we're doing something.
What are we doing?
What am I doing?
1,700 divided by 30.
56.
So you have to see 56 movies a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. That's for all 30 years. He didn't start seeing movies till he was,
that's
regularly.
true.
Yeah.
You take that divided by 15. Now you're talking.
I definitely don't watch 56 movies a year
Yeah, dude.
because I go to theaters.
Not new.
I see new movies in theaters. I probably see between, I'd say 15 and 20 new movies a year. And that's at the most, because you get those Halloween seasons and then like Christmas season where I might see like 4 or 5 or 6.
You're gonna marathon them, yeah.
But at home watching new stuff that comes on, I don't think I watch 40 movies at home.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've
New
watched
films.
That's what I'm saying. I've watched 56 movies a year, and 45 of them were the same movie over and over again. And the other were
that should
maybe
only count as one.
10 new movies. I'm not seeing it on that scale. Anyways, well, 56 new movies a year? There's no way.
I think it just depends though, because like I've just
more.
watched every Batman animated movie. I've gone on a binge. I've
There
watched
you go.
like 12 of them.
But that's different.
I watched
12
Trick or Treat and a couple of other horror movies that I'd never seen before. I don't think
This
it's 56,
year, though.
but I guarantee you it I'd say on average I probably watch like 35 to 40 a year.
New movies. I don't
Maybe.
Because here's my thing. I didn't even think that many new movies come out a year. I mean, how many reviews do you do a year?
In a non-COVID year, it's 200.
200 movies in a year?
Yeah,
That's new movies?
Yeah.
How many of them are box office?
probably 140 of them.
Damn. I didn't think that many movies came out, honestly.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I didn't
There's a
realize
lot
that
of
many
fucking movies that
came
come out, bro.
independent films that you don't even hear of.
That's the thing, because you hear about like, if I really thought about in a year, like big name movies that I hear, I would think maybe 20.
No, bro. You get three.
Damn,
you
that's
get
Marvel.
3 box office
Damn.
movies every week, and that's not including the indie films and the shitty that like come out for like a day.
Paw
type
Patrol.
of film. Right? Stuff like that. That's going to be out for like 2 days.
I don't know. I never realized it was that many. Anyways, sorry, Chris.
It is.
We railroaded you.
I'm not trying to put myself over, but it's not an easy job.
I bet. Man, you got to go see fucking Paw Patrol, bro. That's torture.
Yeah,
You should go serve.
It was not torture.
You watched it?
It was a 6 out of 10.
it was a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that
bad.
bad. Yeah, I mean it was passing.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he just read my.
Fuck.
Well, the way you said it, like, it wasn't torture. I was like, maybe you instead watched it.
Leave
Oh.
Paw Patrol alone.
I got years of Paw Patrol ahead of me. I'm not starting it early.
Oh God.
Yeah, bro. Some of these movies I do not. I feel bad for you. Anyways.
All right,
Go
let's
ahead.
kick it off with a little music news to start. I think in the history of rock and roll, there is maybe a handful of bands that have been in more legal trouble than that of Nirvana.
Yeah.
And there's another one that is added to the collection this week as Spencer Eldon, the boy most notably famous for being on the Nevermind album cover, butt ass naked,
His little penis.
is suing 8 different people associated with the album cover, including the band's 3 members, Courtney Love, and some artistic directors behind the idea for depicting him naked underwater as an infant against his will and against his decision making.
He says it's child pornography.
Yeah, he's claiming
So-
child pornography.
Do you think that is he suing his family?
No.
Because they had to have signed off on it.
No, he's going to sue each of these 8 people associated with the album cover for $150,000 each. So it's
fuck
going to
outta
roughly
here.
equate to just over $1 million.
One of which is the drummer who was later replaced before that album came out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Dumbass.
that's a good point. Yeah, Grohl came along on that album.
Here's my thing. As a child actor, art, whatever it is, you have to have consent from the parent. They would have had to have signed off on something.
Yeah.
He's not. You think he's going to win anything?
No,
Yeah, I don't think so.
no, I don't, because
Do you think this is one of those where they try and settle it just to get it done with? Or do you,
No.
I think you fight this. I don't think he wins anything.
Well, one thing that Tipper Gore did when she was fighting all these album covers and these, brutal lyrics and all that was that she had the pee-pee removed from the cover itself. So
Yeah.
like you see album covers, it's incredibly rare now. It's like a collector's item that doesn't have it on there.
Yeah.
So you might maybe get that, possibly like any new album they make of it, they're going to take that off of
Fuzz it
there.
out.
But to me, it's not a legality matter. Like I don't think there's any way you can blame the band for one, because art directors are usually the last say when it comes to stuff like
Here's
that.
the deal. If the dude wanted to say anything, nobody would know it was him. No one would give a shit.
Yeah.
Now you just made it known that you're the guy with the little penis on the cover of
Right.
Nirvana, and that's why
Yeah.
you're mad. No one would have gave a shit or cared.
And the fact is, you're not suing for a lot of money anyway. I know $1 million sounds like a lot, but it's really not when it comes to child pornography.
He probably shot low thinking, oh, it's not a lot of money. They're just going to settle it and they're
Mhm.
going to pay me.
Yeah.
I would fight this. Even if he only wanted $100,000, if I'm
Yeah.
them, I'm fighting this
I wouldn't give
because
you a dime.
I'm sure they have documentation showing it was signed off on.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, bro, but it is what it is.
He's recreated the photo 4 separate times too, on the
Right.
10th year anniversary,
Oh.
17th, 25th, and 30th. I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Or
I
no,
have
it
seen
is
that.
the 30th now, I think.
Now that's a great tell right there.
Yeah.
That's showing you that you chose to do that. Nobody forced you when you're 10 or whatever, however
Right.
old you, 20,
Right.
30. Yeah.
Question though, in relation to this, but in any context, if as a child your parents decide something for you, and when you become of legal age to make a decision on your own, can you retract? Could he go and say, any albums going forward, I want you to put a different image on there. I, as an 18-year-old legal adult, don't want my image to be on there. Do you have that right? Because your parents made a decision on your behalf before you had the ability to do so?
I don't think
or
so.
you can't get around that.
I don't think so. Well, first of all, I think it would be easier to change the album cover than to give him money.
Right, exactly.
I think he's more entitled to that. But like for my money, I don't think that they would even do that, because once those parents sign off on it, that's a done contract.
I
It's
agree.
their legal property.
It's because
Yeah.
he's too young to make a decision for himself. So they're responsible for making the decision for him.
Yeah.
And they can't get in trouble for that kind of stuff.
I guess
either.
my thing is, like, if it was me, and just say that it was a picture of me naked on a cover of an album, and I don't try and sue them for money, but I just say, hey, look, I'm a child. I don't want people seeing me naked. Going forward, can you put a fucking shark on there instead or something? You know, can you win that in court? Like, do you think he could fight that and win anything, or no?
I don't think so. I
No?
literally don't.
That's kind of crazy though.
Because to me, that's, and I think once it's signed off, he has to have the approval of the band too. He has to have the approval of all 8 of these people that are being sued. Like, they have to agree to and say, yeah, let's change a legendary iconic cover like Nevermind,
Right.
which will never happen.
Right.
Like that's one of the most, as far as grunge music goes, it's probably the most popular album cover in history.
In that aspect, I guess maybe I could see him getting some money just for like restitution, just out of a like, I don't want my image being on there anymore. Like, I didn't agree. I personally didn't agree to it. My family did, but I didn't.
But that's pity, though.
No, I know.
That would be on Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic to say, like,
Shit.
look, we'll throw him $100,000.
I'll take the pity $100,000. What do you think, or what do you know? Do we know what the age is for, like, at what point as a child you can make a decision on your own? Is it until 18? So like even like child actors and stuff like that, like they don't really have a say or
that's why their parents are usually their agents, and they usually take a bigger cut than
that's wild, bro.
Most agents.
It's kind of shitty when you think about it.
Apply that to anything else though. Like, you have so many things that are decided for you as a baby that you probably would want the decision of yourself. Like, I couldn't go back and sue my parents for vaccines I got as a baby. I couldn't sue them for circumcising me as a baby. Like, you couldn't do any of those types. Like, how many people?
I guess my thing
if
is 'cause
he
it's like a
wins this,
public image
I would
on there.
definitely go back to the doctor that gave me a circumcision and be like, "Well, I didn't ask for that. I want my money."
So
and I'd just try to get some easy cash.
it opens the door
That
to
is-
a
that is
lot of
true.
legal cases.
That is true. I guess it's just because it's like such a, to your point, it's such a well-known image.
Mhm.
It's like,
It's
you're
their
out there,
property.
you're front and say, I get it. It's crazy.
What if it was you guys? Would you guys be cool with this album cover? Like, now that you're grown up?
I don't honestly know if I'd want my naked baby picture like being seen by anybody and everybody. I don't know. Maybe I would care. I honestly don't know.
I mean, you're a part of one of the biggest bands
That
in
is
rock and roll
cool.
history.
Maybe
You
he
know, I
just
mean,
hates Nirvana and that's it.
yeah, that could be too.
Jesse, would you want to be on there?
wouldn't give a
Would you
shit.
put
Like-
Callie on the album cover for a bunch of money, naked? No.
because I think it's weird if it's a girl. Like, I don't know.
At that age?
Dude, there are weird fucking people out there, and there's weird. I mean, maybe if it was me, I might think the
mean-
same thing, but like, maybe I would think differently if it was like, I don't know.
I had some. So here's the thing. I posted that thing about OnlyFans, and it was joking, like, oh, there goes my retirement plan. But part of me was serious, and I like had some conversations within the comments about like, fuck, man, if I could do that and make all that money, I would do it. I don't
I would
bash these
too.
people. I don't care. And somebody had a guy said, a guy had commented on there and said, I don't know, man, you'd have to be okay with like a good portion of your fans being guys. And I'm like, I don't fucking
I wouldn't
care.
give a fuck.
Like, who
I'm a
gives
grown man now, though. I don't really give a shit.
I don't
Like,
give a shit if dudes want to look at, if dudes want to pay to see me naked.
Yep.
More power to you.
What would you like to see me do?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't, it's just like
see homo nigga. I don't know.
it's just like if someone of the of the same sex finds me attractive, it doesn't affect me. It's
Nope.
flattering, cool. Like,
I say thank you, but you know, I'm not
Yeah.
interested.
I just thought that was an interesting take. I'm like, who cares, bro? They're paying. Like, you charge an amount of money. You don't let people see it for free. And if they want to pay $25 a month to see you naked, dope.
I don't
Right.
give a shit
Pay
who it
me.
is. It
I'll
could
take
be
that paycheck all day long.
a seven-eyed alien. I wouldn't give a shit.
Right.
Did you guys hear the explanation that his lawyer came up with in terms of like
Oh my god, he's already hired a lawyer. At this
constitute?
point?
Oh yeah, he's lawyered up. because it doesn't constitute child pornography. It's only child pornography if it's in a sexual depiction.
Yes.
And so they were like, obviously, this is not
He's just swimming.
sexual depiction.
He's just floating.
Their argument was that because the dollar bill is put in there, it depicts him as
Being
a sex
sold.
worker.
Oh,
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
That is a Saul Goodman argument.
Yeah,
and
it
they're about
is.
to win this shit.
No, they're
bro.
not.
good
Yeah, they
call,
are.
Good call.
Dude, that shit's funny as fuck, though.
He's not going to get that.
Here's the
shit.
thing. I didn't realize he lawyered up and shit. He's spending money. He ain't going to get nothing back.
No.
Lawyers are not cheap. You think he's going to get paid?
I don't think
You
so.
don't always have to pay a lawyer up front.
They
A lot
do.
of
Sometimes
times
they
it's
do
a
it, like,
percentage
we'll take
off of what you're winning. And if you don't win,
They
Pro
get nothing.
bono.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's hoping.
Because they don't care. They're going, yeah, we'll make a case for it. If you get $1 million, we'll take $100K.
Right,
Yeah.
that's true.
Moving over to movie news. For the fourth time in the last 14 months, Venom has been moved. Its date, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, will be moved to now January 22nd of
Why?
2022 because of rising COVID fears with the variant. So basically, there's been some winners, obviously, with Free Guy. Free Guy had a good opening weekend, but the majority of which are not seeing good positive results from the box office intake. So it's starting to scare studios back in. Another one that I didn't want to bring up, but I'm going to have to, is also Clifford the Big Red Dog has been moved to next year as well.
Nobody cares about that.
That's not going to make money either way.
They
so.
think they've got a winner in that property. Paramount does, so they're moving that too. So Venom's being moved for the fourth time, and it's going to take the place of Morbius, which has been moved 3 times now, and Morbius will be moved to the spring. Guys, do you think this is the right move considering the variant and the box office numbers not being consistent enough?
Like I said earlier, I don't think we should get back to a point of being locked down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Have you guys seen? I haven't seen as much conversation and like scare in the Delta variant than we did with the initial COVID. Like, I don't feel like I've seen a decline in like people being out and about. Going to Blossom tomorrow, I'm curious to see. Now, here's the thing.
You have to be vaccinated to go, don't
Well, here's
you?
the thing. I was gonna say, I truly believe the numbers at Blossom will be lower because they're requiring vaccine or showing a negative test.
Yeah,
and a lot of
That's what it
people
was.
are against. I had people selling their tickets because they're like, I'm not getting fucking vaccinated, and I don't think I should have to get a test. So I think there's gonna be nobody there.
I'm surprised they're still having it, to be honest.
But I don't think it's gonna be out of fear. I don't think the box office should get to a point where they're gonna be minimal people going to the theaters again. Do you guys think we're back to that point?
I don't
Answer Chris's question and then that. I don't think. Are we back to that?
I don't think it's a big deal because there hasn't been any good movies coming out.
Right.
Like
That's a lot of it.
It's a bunch of shit. Like, even say what you want about Free Guy. I know you liked it, and
I wanna see it.
whatever. I thought that movie looked like shit.
It doesn't matter though. It's the fact that it made money is what I'm saying.
And they
Yeah.
pumped a ton of money into the advertising for that movie.
Yep.
It was all over. I think the NBA picked it up. I saw multiple commercials for it, and I don't see commercials. Most of my platforms are streaming. I saw that movie everywhere. The trailer was on every single movie at the theater whenever I would go. If there was ever a movie that I knew was coming out, it was Free Guy.
Mhm.
And it probably didn't perform the way that they wanted it to, even though it made some money.
I thought it was okay, but it wasn't like, like I didn't think that would be the one that changes the blockbuster, you know,
Right.
for the year.
And we didn't get any major summer blockbuster type of movies. Like, we got Black Widow, and then they screwed themselves with the streaming.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's because of COVID. I think it's because so many people are afraid to put out their giant good movie right now because they're so like, we're walking on eggshells. We don't know if COVID's going to affect our intake.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to push it off until everything is fine.
Mhm.
My biggest issue with this is that Venom clearly has nothing to do with being incorporated with Marvel anymore, because that was like the rumor was, will they do that with the Spider-Verse and this and that? They're pushing it back so far now. There's zero chance that it's connected,
Yeah,
which disappoints
The
me.
only connection it has is really to Morbius now, and it's going to be with that world and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think, because we didn't talk about it on Let's Get Social, but to Chris's question with the theater, do you think we're at a point again where people are going to be afraid to start going out again because of Delta? Like, are we back to that as a society? Have you seen a lot of concern or like fear around that again?
Well, Paw Patrol was packed, man. It was the busiest movie I've been to this year.
And Delta's not new, like within a week. It's been a thing for a couple months maybe at this point.
Yeah, you could probably say it's affected us for 2 months now.
Yeah, okay.
But like that's been busy. The rest of the movies though, and it's not even just so much the variant, it's before the variant, like they weren't packed to begin with. Like I was lucky if I had 10 people in the theater with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I actually contribute to Jesse's argument a lot, like as far as we won't really know that test until a Venom comes out, until, you know, one of these big name blockbusters comes out. And even with Black Widow, like you said, it got shortchanged. So we'll never really know on that account either.
Are we getting any big blockbuster like October, November, December hits, like when they normally come out, that we'll be able to kind of see?
Yeah, Halloween's a big one. Dune's coming out still at that time.
Something's coming out like on or around Christmas.
Bond got moved up to September. Actually, it got moved up earlier.
Candyman.
Candyman's this week.
Candyman, I think, is going to be
they're going to do good. I think it's to your guys' point. I think it's just crappy movies that want to try and make as much as they can.
Yeah.
And if they can push it off a little bit and get a couple more people in the door, they will.
Yeah. Little side news that I didn't include on the menu here tonight. Just real quick. I am pumped. Robert Eggers, the man who did The Lighthouse and he did The Witch, is now going to be responsible for one of my favorite original horror films of all time, Nosferatu, the 1922 silent film. He's doing a remake, and Anya Taylor-Joy is set to star.
Now we know why you're excited.
No, Robert Eggers is my dude, man. If there's any guy who can do that black and white cinema perfectly, as we saw in The Lighthouse, it is going to be that man.
I've seen neither of those movies.
I have never seen Nosferatu, and I've always meant to, but I can't find it anywhere. Is it good? Like, does it still hold up, or is it like super boring? Like
it's very slow because it's silent. So like,
I'm cool with
you hear
that.
music, but you don't hear dialogue. So
the original Dracula, I think, is awful. So
the original Dracula, and that's one of the better ones, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know if I'd watch it then.
So is there in silent movie, there's just no dialogue?
No, you see them, like their mouth moves, but like it says lines down at the bottom. A lot of films would do like a cut scene and then they would show the words, but in that one, it's the words at the bottom.
No way, bro.
So
can't do it.
Yeah, I like it, but I wouldn't recommend it for contemporary artists or contemporary audiences. Final news. A big trailer came out this week.
Hell yeah, let's fucking go.
And I want to discuss Far From Home Spider-Man. Did we all get a chance to watch this trailer?
No Way Home.
I would think Far From Home.
Is it Far From Home?
Yeah.
No, Far From Home is the second one.
Oh, maybe
No Way Home. Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
All right, Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
Okay. It came out this week. It dropped Monday night, and people were expecting it would come out on Monday, but you know, the day came and went and it didn't happen, and people were freaking out. There was rumors that this got leaked online early over the weekend, but then they removed it just as quick as it dropped, apparently. Now that we've had a chance to see it, I wanted to pick your guys' brain on what you think about this trailer. Who wants to start it off?
I think the movie looks dope. I think they showed way too much. I am hoping and praying that this is getting the Infinity War trailer or treatment, where either some stuff is fake or it's like everything is right at the beginning. Like if this whole entire movie is literally, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but if the entire movie is just Peter really does go to Doctor Strange and the spell goes wrong and then the Sinister Six shows up and that's the whole thing, I'm going to be very disappointed. There has to be something more to this that is like big and booming and awesome that isn't just Spider-Man fights the Sinister Six, because people have waited 2 decades for the Sinister Six to happen because we've just not ever been able to quite get there. And now we have it, and it's like, you're gonna tell us that it's all from the other fucking dimension and shit. Like, I don't like that.
And to be fair, like, I agree with you that they showed a lot in this trailer, but if your best cards were Tobey Maguire and we'll say Andrew Garfield and all these other familiar faces, would you show them in the trailer?
No,
because I wouldn't. Yeah, I was happy when they said Spider-Man might not even get a trailer, and I was like, cool, fucking let's go.
Everybody was going to see this movie regardless.
Exactly.
You did not need to show any of that, and they showed us Goblin,
a lot,
Octopus, freaking hinted at Electro, and there are rumors that people are speculating that Sandman and Lizard are in it as well.
Yeah, I've heard there's some Easter eggs in it for sure that I want to go back and kind of check out again. I haven't had the time to, but Ryan, what was your interpretation?
I think like what Jesse said, it looks dope. Like I'm super pumped to see it, but the trailer was long and they included a lot of stuff.
And it's a teaser, and it was like 3+ minutes.
It was a long ass trailer. A minute would have been great.
Yeah,
just a couple quick like cut scenes or something. Show a little bit of it, like show them laying out on the bridge wherever they were in the beginning of it or whatever. They gave out a lot, and I hope that maybe some of it's fake. Maybe it's not everything in there. Movie wise, I'm pumped for it. Trailer, it looked cool. let's hope that there's more to it than what they showed in the long ass trailer they gave us.
You guys both had great points. You in saying that they showed too much, and you in saying that it's over 3 minutes and it's supposed to be a teaser trailer. Both of those things kind of contradict what a teaser is essentially about. You're supposed to get a taste of it, but you don't even know what the story really is about.
It was longer than a regular trailer usually is.
So what's the regular trailer? Is it going to be 5 minutes then?
It just, and a lot of what they showed was kind of, I don't know, like the fact that everybody know, like the whole Doctor Strange doing the thing and everybody knows who he is, and then watching him walk down the hallway at the school. Like, I don't need to see that for a trailer. Like Jesse said, we're gonna go see this movie. I don't know.
I would show one image maybe of Doctor Strange. Maybe he's doing one of these or something. That's it. Cut it.
Do it, like showing that he did the spell
to
make people not who he was. I didn't think that needed to be in there. And I'm hoping honestly that's a fucking fake scene.
Red herring.
Yeah. You know, because
why are we doing all of these TV shows too? Where WandaVision, we see that she's changing reality.
Yeah.
Loki, we saw that we have now got this multiverse because of that. So now I've got Doctor Strange making a multiverse too. Like it's almost like they were like, yeah, we're going to really make these shows incorporate into the movies, but just in case anybody doesn't have Disney Plus, we'll have this in our back pocket so that we can still have a multiverse. And I think that's weak.
I don't like it either.
Like
could be that convoluted essence you were worried about.
I was really, really excited for a down-to-earth Spider-Man where he was going to go into hiding. He wasn't going to have his technology. He was going to be like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that we all knew, who just has his web shooters and his homemade suit. And I thought that it was going to become more relevant than to the average person. That's what Spider-Man has always been. That's what Stan Lee always said, was anybody feels like they could be Spider-Man. And it hasn't been that way for these first two, because he's got billionaire technology. He's got Tony Stark behind him the whole way.
Left pocket,
And now, like,
not anymore.
It doesn't even seem like there were really any consequences. Like, you're telling me that people think that this dude murdered half of London and he's just walking through the school?
Right. Well,
there's just some protesters. Like, get the fuck out of here. That dude would be in a federal prison.
There's one scene that takes place and it looks like there's a courthouse that he's walking to. So I'm kind of like, and that's the side of this movie that really intrigues me. I love that everybody knows who he is now.
I do too.
I love that there's no secrets anymore. And I want to see in a Spider-Man movie, we've had, I think, 8 live action ones at this point. I want to see how not only the world around him responds, how he responds to that, how now that the suit of protection is off, the real vulnerable Peter underneath.
So to that point, do you think that the Doctor Strange thing is fake for the trailer, or do you think they actually run with that route of him trying to take away people knowing who he is?
Well, from what
I don't really love that. I like what you said. I like what people knowing who he is and the consequence of that and how he deals with it. I don't love that they threw in this, we're going to cast a spell and erase people from knowing you.
This is where, so like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, my biggest critique to that movie is that it got too convoluted, too many villains, too many subplots, too many things going on at one time. So with this movie, I kind of sense the same thing, at least in the trailer. If that Doctor Strange thing is real, and let's, for argument's sake, say it is,
I don't love it.
I contribute more to the whole Peter thing. I want to see the vulnerability, as far as this is the biggest amount of growth from teenager to adult that we are going to see Peter take. Doesn't matter if they make 5 other movies after this. This is the big step. He's still in Hollywood, or he's still in high school, but he has to now be a man and live for himself. I think that's the intrigue right there. I don't, you can throw all this reminder porn at me, as far as, oh, hey, there's Octopus and there's, Green Goblin and all that. That's fine and everything. I think that's awesome. And the action scenes look really intense in this, to be fair. There's one, God, I think he's on a statue and you just see the building crumbling behind him like pieces. It reminded me a lot of the Suicide Squad, which I know you don't like. But for me, I feel like the intimate moments are going to carry this movie. I feel like people will like those, improvisations of people coming in and making appearances and stuff like that. But that ain't a story.
And I've got 2 more things that I didn't like about it. And I'm going to love this movie no matter what. Like, the first time I see it, it's going to be great. Even if I don't like it a year from now, I'm going to fucking love it.
Right.
But the fact that Peter keeps his identity secret is one of the chorus moments, like things about Spider-Man.
It's a defining feature.
In the comics and the shows, the one time that he allowed himself to be known, which was part of the Civil War story, Green Goblin went and killed Aunt May. And he realized the repercussions of not allowing his secret to be there. And that's a big problem that I have, which a lot of people have always been upset about, him always showing his face in every iteration of Spider-Man. And then on top of that, there's already continuity errors if this trailer is what it seems.
Mhm.
Because the second the Doc Ock shows up, like he's already said in an interview that it picks up the moment after Spider-Man 2 for his character. If that's the case, the dude just saved New York by bringing down that like sun generator thing in Spider-Man 2 and was the hero and was like, you're not going to control me now. Right. And now you're just going to pop up and be like, hello, Peter, I'm here to kill you. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right. And it's just the way that there's obviously a bunch of sorcery going on with the editing in this too, because there's clearly things with continuity that don't line up as far as, you know, he wouldn't recognize that Peter to begin with. Right. You know, he would recognize Tobey Maguire, if anything.
Right.
So to me, he could be looking at Tobey Maguire in that scene. That's true. But on the same instance, the way it's sliced, it doesn't look like that.
And it still doesn't explain why he would be bad either, if that was the case.
It does not. You'd have to say this is a Doc Ock from like another universe, not even the Spider-Man 2 one that we know. You'd have to say he's from some other distant universe.
And this was my biggest worry. I've said it a million times, going back to the time travel and all that other stuff, is using this spell seems like a cop-out for them to be able to go, well, you know, we started off really good by building towards the Sinister Six with Vulture and Scorpion being in the first one. Then we got Mysterio, but we don't want to wait 2 more movies to get to that. So we're just going to have a spell happen that messes up and brings in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like shit that these Deus Ex Machina bullshit type of things that make these giant changes just on a whim. It's just, it doesn't work for me.
I want to say one more thing, Ryan. Do you have anything else left?
No,
No,
you guys are good.
Okay. The one thing, and I've looked at a lot of YouTubers who have kind of analyzed this trailer too. The one thing I don't hear any of them talk about that immediately hit me when I watched this is, so go back to Spider-Man Homecoming, the very first movie. And you look at, you know, we've all seen it by now. You look at the ending of that. He kills Michael Keaton's Vulture. And that girl, I can't remember the girl he's dating, what her name is. Is it
it's like Lindsay or something like that.
We'll say Lindsay for argument's sake.
I think it's Lindsay.
Okay, so Lindsay has to move away. Like they leave and all that.
To Oregon.
To me, when Peter Parker's identity gets revealed, I'm fucking coming back there and I'm finishing this shit. You killed my father. I am not forgetting about that shit.
He didn't die. He went to jail. Because at the end, there's the guy.
Oh, that's right. Because he's in Morbius too. Yeah.
But still, you put my dad in federal prison.
You ruined my life.
We were living pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I wouldn't just let that go and take that one on the chin. I would come back to New York and say, hey, Peter, how you doing?
That's
fucking
a good
knock
point.
him right across the face.
That's a good point.
So that's it for Hollywood Report this week. And stay tuned for more Spider-Man news inevitably.
Cool.
Good deal. It leaves Jesse to close up shop.
Sports.
Line to deep left field. It is goal! 45-40. Run, William, run! 20, 15. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up to the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James.
This is locker room talk.
When Jesse dances to his music segment, he looks like a drunk baby.
Maybe I am a
He looks like that one. I can't remember what meme or GIF it is, but there's that one baby, like blonde haired baby, and I think he's doing like he's got like the big beer sitting in front of him, and that's all you remind me of when you're doing.
Oh, the fuck! It's like that baby.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, it's great. It's just it's just a meme.
You got to make 2 compilations, one of everything that hasn't aged well of his quotes.
Oh my
God.
And 2 of his dancing, like when that intro is playing.
I want to do for the new season, or like for the end of the season, I want to go back and pull some clips and stuff of our funny moments, or like guests like I did last year, and put something together, because we've had some fucking dingers, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Simone Biles would never do that.
Anyhow.
1 week later.
Jesse Young, what is going on in the wide world of sports? And I added one in there that I'll ask you guys about.
Cool. Yeah, like nothing. There's nothing going on. Yeah. So the NFL's wrapping up. Preseason has been incredibly boring. Most of the starters have not played for most of the teams, and there's speculation that most of the starters will not play for any of the games.
They rolled Dak out.
Yeah, before the season starts.
Damn.
So most of the injuries and the trades have been for minor players that don't really matter or cause any type of headlines. The only thing that I could think of was today, Sony Michel got traded to the Rams for 2 late round compensatory picks, which isn't like
God,
huge news.
Jesus.
But Henderson was hurt. They went for Michelle. He was cheap. He was easy. If you're a fantasy player, it's news, but honestly, it's not going to be a move that wins the Rams the Super Bowl.
No.
And it's not going to be the move that gives the Patriots any type of,
Loss.
solid picks or anything in the future. A couple of days ago, though, Travis Etienne, former Clemson running back and supposed starter for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he is out for the year with an ankle injury, which is good for me because I have James Robinson in Dynasty. So suck it, Clemson. But yeah, that's like the only big time injury that's happened.
No.
What?
No.
No?
I'm very angry and disappointed in you.
What?
Sunday, Cody Parkey got hurt.
Oh God.
Okay. Your kicker.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You know what?
He goes, yeah.
A lot of people were like, really? Because that was like the thing. In the past, we used to talk about our kickers on the radio because we sucked that bad and we lost Phil Dawson.
Phil Dawson was an MVP.
And we were like, well, can you trust this kicker? And we had guys like Austin Seibert and all these bums and shit.
God.
And Cody Parkey came in last year and he was 11 for 11, I believe, going into the playoffs, or maybe that was during the playoffs. I don't know. No, we didn't have 33 points off. I don't fucking know.
Either way.
I don't know.
He had good stats, though.
He had
was at
decent
some point.
stats.
Yeah.
Dude couldn't do shit outside the 50. I have always believed that somebody should just take the Madden approach. Just go over to the Ravens and be like, I'll give you a first round pick for Justin Tucker right now.
Yeah.
And just be like, we're set at kicker for the next 10 years.
Man.
That is the first thing I do on Madden every time. I just go, all right, third round pick. Oh, they don't take it. Second round pick. Oh, they took it. Okay, I have Justin Tucker now. Like,
Tucker's a beast.
you need to have a kicker. Hopefully with this offense this year, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't really care about Cody Parkey. We released him, and if he gets better, he can go play with somebody else.
He's an Eagle. Fuck him.
Sorry, dude. Like, you're not my kicker.
Can I throw in a hot take? Talking
Yeah.
about the Browns and drafts and
Sure.
trading. So I was at the barbershop Monday.
Okay.
They're all Browns fans.
No, they're not
One
all.
guy's a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
No, he's no longer there.
Oh, okay.
He went to he just transferred to another shop.
Oh, they took that towel off.
So they were talking about Cleveland this year and their what they think is going to happen with the current roster and what we've talked about with Odell leaving or Landry, whatever. Anyways, they a couple of them are in agreement or believe that if they flop this year, if this isn't their year, they are set up this year.
What is a flop? They don't win the Super Bowl?
If they don't make AFC champion, if they don't make AFC championship this year, like this is the year it should happen.
Okay.
That
I think that's fair.
That they let Baker go and that they bring on Aaron Rodgers.
Zero fucking chance, bro. Zero fucking chance.
If I was a Browns fan, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
No.
No chance?
No chance.
Do you think there's any chance that Baker doesn't become franchise? Do you think
No.
you think he's in? He's
Zero.
in 100%?
Zero. Because here's the thing.
Oh, here's what they were arguing. I think one of the things that they were arguing was that he's going to try he's going to try to, or he has, because he's only got 1 year left, right? This is his last year before he's renewed, that he's going to try and ask, because of him getting them to the playoffs, he's going to try and ask for Mahomes money, and they don't think he's worth that, and that they might let him go.
He's not going to get Mahomes money because Mahomes got like $500 million or something. I think he'll be a $200 million man, which is plenty.
But
of money.
if you give him that much money, do you fuck the rest of your roster off of how much you're paying him?
You're going to give that much money to Rodgers.
What are you going to lose though in space with other players due to what you're paying out?
The thing that this goes for anybody in the NFL. When you pay your quarterback, your roster takes a hit.
Yeah.
But
the
thing is you have all of your main pieces locked up right now. Myles Garrett is locked up.
Yep.
Nick Chubb is locked up. Kareem Hunt is locked up. And then this year you are going to lock up Wyatt Teller and Denzel Ward.
But can they pay him without would they be able to have to let someone out though? Like,
well, so here's the thing.
How does it work if
Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham are both making $15 million each, which is an extremely large amount of money per year for a receiver.
Right.
One of them is going to be gone.
Don't let Jarvis go.
Yeah, I agree.
If Odell balls out this year, he's going to stay and Jarvis will go. If he goes out there and he's like 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns, he's going to be gone. And they're going to say, all right, Donovan Peoples-Jones, you're taking over. Jarvis, you're staying.
Throw it to Baker.
And they're going to go from there.
Keep Jarvis. He's got a lot of heart.
There is zero chance that they will let Baker go. And
even if what if they don't make the playoffs this year? What do you think? Do you think they still sign him?
There's no chance that they're not going to make the playoffs.
I'm saying if he did though. I mean, are
If
you
injuries-
saying they're
you would need an injury to Baker to not make the playoffs, and even then, I think you could get a wild card with Case Keenum.
So you think he's 100% in? He's re-signed. There's no chance he's leaving.
I think at this point, it's just a matter of whether or not.
And how long.
And I am not convinced that Baker won't take less money for a winning roster. I don't know for sure, but the dude makes so much money off of endorsements and stuff anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think that he needs $200 million. And he is a guy who has always said, always put the team first, always put the whatever first, boosts up his teammates. I could see him taking 150 instead of 200 million and helping the team retain some of the talent.
Do you think taking a cut like that de-solidifies your brand and who you are when you take less money? Because it's like, well, he's not worth that much. He's only worth this much money. So
Ask Tom
fuck
Brady.
That guy.
Tom Brady did that his entire career. He has never once been the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
That's true.
Nope.
You know what solidifies his brand?
All that
winning.
rings.
And I think that Baker will put winning first because money will follow winning.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that it's the same thing with Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb took a discount. He could have made $90 million like Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry and some of these other guys that are getting exorbitant amount of money.
Right.
And he took $33 million. And he said, I'll bet on myself and I'll still be playing in a couple of years. And that's cool.
I think it's rare that you have a guy who says, you know what, let me prove my worth first. But I think Baker is one of those guys. And I'm not the biggest fan of him.
I like Baker.
I think he's a solid top 15 quarterback, but I'm not a huge fan of him. But I think he's one of those guys that goes, look, let me prove it first.
Yeah.
And when I prove it, then you can pay me.
Yeah.
I like him for his charisma. That's like what I'm drawn to him by. Like,
Oh,
I just
yeah.
like him as a person. I enjoy watching him play.
He's likable.
Yeah, he's a likable person.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, he's not the best. He's young. He's still got room to grow, but
he's not touching 16-year-olds in a bathroom.
I like him. So, okay, sorry, I derailed you, but I was thinking about that from Monday. What else you got?
I mean, not really much else. I was going to talk about a couple of sleepers for upcoming drafts because a lot of people will be doing their fantasy drafts this week.
Yeah.
And I've been looking through a lot of stuff. I listen to a ton of, fantasy podcasts. The casuals have already done their sleepers and stuff like that as well. I don't know. There's no such thing as like a sleeper really anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's so much material out there. And because I think that Dynasty has become more of a prevalent thing. It's not just a redraft where you're doing a new team every single year. A lot of people are just consistently carrying over these players.
Right.
You really got to dive deep to find that next person. So it's hard to find like an actual sleeper.
Yeah.
Where like back in the day, like when I first started playing fantasy, I was like 19 and I got Eric Decker with the last pick in the draft. And it was like, and people had no idea who he was. And I'm like, well, he's got a 99 catch on Madden, so I'm taking a swing at him. And then he got Peyton Manning and was amazing.
Peyton loved him.
So I don't have anybody that people probably don't know if they're not like fantasy people, but just a few names that I wanted to toss out just because of where they're being drafted and everything. James Robinson is one. I'm sure he will go up now that Etienne is out for the year.
Yeah.
But if you can get him late in your draft, he's a workhorse who's going to get a ton of work. Probably wouldn't take him as my first running back, but as an RB2 flex position, he's going to be fantastic and put your team over the top. Brandon Ayuk, who was fantastic for the 49ers last year. I had him. He was great. Is also being like completely forgotten for some reason.
Is he a starter now though?
He is a starter on the team.
Okay.
And considering that Debo always gets hurt, he could be the number one option. I mean, obviously Kittle will probably be the number one option, but he would be the number one receiving option.
Yeah.
So that was another one. A lot of people have already got wind of Russell Gage down at Atlanta. Julio is gone now, and there is a lot of speculation that Kyle Pitts is going to be like this superstar that comes in and gets like a ton of catches.
That was you.
And I love Kyle Pitts. I don't think that he's going to be a Travis Kelce level player yet because it takes tight ends typically 2 to 3 years to really emerge, like a Darren Waller who didn't do shit in the NFL. And now he's like the second best tight end in the league. And because of that, they're going to have to throw the ball somewhere. It can't all go to Ridley. And Russell Gage had a very, very good year when he finally stepped up and started games last year. I think that he's going to step right into it. And I don't think he's going to be Julio Jones, but he could be a solid wide receiver that you can get late in the year.
And I think with an aging quarterback, I think, it's best to always look at those wide receivers that'll go that 10 to 20 yard option instead of like you said, the Ridleys, the 30 and 40 downfield. Like Ryan can still throw, but he is aging. Like we do have to address that sooner or later,
Yeah. Yeah. So those are just a couple of guys off the top of my head. I didn't really like super prepare for like that type of thing to come up with like top 10 sleepers of the year or anything like that. But just a couple of people to keep in mind. And I don't know. I'm excited. I got a draft on Saturday. So
and the season's long, so you can always do it later.
Season is.
Well, I know you didn't bring much to the table, so I brought something. Future reference. If you're ever down topics, just go to Fantasies, pull a couple of their topics. More people listen to our show anyway, so they'll think they took it from us, and it won't really matter. So, but I'm just saying.
Wait, this is off of the casuals? You were taking their sleepers?
No, this is my own. I'm just saying for you because you came unprepared. Just listen to their show, pull a couple topics.
Dude, nothing happened in sports. I was
People
like, fuck it. I can talk about some sleepers.
They did have one good one last week. I'll say that. Like it was the Mount Rushmore of their fantasy football history.
Yeah, well, they took that from us. So
of course.
If you were going to build your ideal NBA team, who would you pick at every position? And you got to pick two teams.
Current?
One from only current players, and the second team from any NBA player at any time.
At any time in their career?
Current. Yeah, they don't have to be current right now.
Oh, God.
So the first team has to be someone currently playing as of right now. And then your other team would be anytime during the NBA, whoever you would want to have on your team.
Just starting five.
Just your main five.
Okay. I would do, let me think. God, I like hardly watch the NBA because it's so fucking awful.
It can just be whoever you think.
I know my all-time right off the bat.
I would take Joker at center. I would take Kevin Durant at power forward. LeBron. Point guard. Shooting guard, I'd take Booker. And point guard, I'd take Curry.
Okay, that's your current. Who would be your dream team?
My dream team is Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, LeBron James.
Got three of mine already.
Michael Jordan.
4.
And Magic Johnson.
5. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Well,
yeah, you ain't losing.
Those are the top 5 greatest at each position, I think.
Chris?
I'd no longer need to say my all-time team.
And if you don't know one, it's cool because honestly, I'm not going to answer because
what year of LeBron James would you prefer?
Right. Yeah. What year Jordan? What year Bron?
07.
What year O'Neal?
95. 2003.
16.
Duncan, I don't know what year I would take. Somewhere in those early 2000s.
Oh, when he was killing us, probably 2007, 2008. He was really good.
And yeah, I don't fucking know exactly.
I don't know either because I don't know the positions well enough to pick the people. But I just thought it'd be interesting. You with being into sports so well, what you would think, Chris? What do you have? You have people you think that you'd want to have on your team?
I was trying to think because these days with the current players, like they switch off positions, so I don't know whose designated positions is who. Jesse might have to help me out a little bit on that, but like, I want Durant, I want James, I'll take Booker.
Any of those guys can switch between 2 and 3 or 2 and 4.
I'll take Giannis.
Yeah.
And I need another guard, I think.
I mean, really, you don't have to. You could run a small ball line. You don't technically have a center right now. LeBron could easily run point for you with Booker at 2, Durant at 3, and then Giannis at 4.
Give me Steph.
Yeah, your team's fucking solid.
Nice.
I didn't think about that. I shouldn't have chose a center.
I was thinking Steph or Lillard.
I should have put Giannis in instead of Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering about Joker too. I'm like, well, I mean, he's the MVP, so I get it.
I was trying to go like position by position, but now that you say that, I'd probably put Giannis in instead of him because he can play the 5.
Yeah, because we're small ball guys like Phoenix is, and we dominated Joker. We made him look horrible.
Yeah,
we beat him with speed.
Nice. Anything else you guys got?
That's all, folks.
That's all we got for you this week. That's the end of season 4. So thanks everyone who has listened so far. Catch us on the next one for season 5.
Catch me outside.
All right, where's
Thanks
the celebration dildos?
That is Made to Motivate podcast. Make sure you tune into the show every week. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube so you know when the new videos launch. And check out our pages individually if you can. We appreciate the support. At Jesse Young SI on Twitter. Chris, the Film Freak Kessinger. Check out the Film Freak Review page on Facebook. And I am Ryan Weiss. You can check out rockeverywhereinc.etsy.com to follow my art and apparel page. We appreciate the support. And, of course, at Made to Motivate podcast on all social media sites. Thanks again, and we'll check you next week.